Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to VSU-TV's presentation of Blazer football at Bazemore-Hyder Stadium in Valdosta, Georgia. I'm Adam MacDonald, and I'm joined by Dustin Swedelson, and we're glad you're choosing to spend your afternoon with us for today's game between the Valdosta State University Blazers and the Carson-Newman College Eagles. This is the first round of the Division II playoffs, and it's win or go home for these two teams. Dustin, what are some keys to today's game?
Well, the key for the Valdosta State Blazer defense is to stop this Carson-Newman option veer attack. And the key is on the D-line, you need to first make your initial contact. The linebackers then need to find the holes that Carson-Newman's creating and exploit those holes and keep your assignment and explode through them, make tackles, and if necessary, the secondary for Valdosta State is going to need to come up huge and finish those tackles along with the linebackers, because this option attack for Carson-Newman is as good as it gets, #1 rushing offense in the country.
Well, we asked some of the players and VSU head coach David Dean about this first round game. Here's what they had to say.
I think we're excited. We're ready to play. You know, we had a tough 3 games in 9 days stretch, and then we've had, about 12, 13 days off. So we're ready to get back on the field and excited about the playoffs.
It's a little bit different this week. We don't too much get to see the true split back veer every week. It's an old style offense. So for us to be successful, everybody's gonna have to play their assignment. This offense thrives off of getting just one or two guys just not doing their assignment on a play, and they bust a long play and possibly score a touchdown. So
at this time of the year, this is football. This isn't like a national championship game where all of the excitement and the build-up and the interviews and the going to this meeting and going to that meeting and going to this dinner. So this is a little different. This is more like a football game, another home game for us, and that's the way we're going to treat it. We're not going to treat it anything special. We're just going to try to go out and take care of business and play the best ball game we can play.
And Adam, Coach Dean's absolutely right. Right now, you cannot look ahead. Every day is your destiny. You control your own destiny today by beating the Carson-Newman Eagles, heading to Florence, Alabama, to take on those UNA Lions, your hated rival. But you have to take care of business today. The season becomes a week-to-week thing, and you can never live for tomorrow. Have to pull out all the stops and play for today.
All right, Dustin, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Blazers. Here is the offense. The X receiver, number 8, Cedric Jones, an All-American from last year. The H receiver, number 83, R.J. Bastone. At left tackle, back from a week out, Quentin Rainey, number 75. The left guard, Dakaris Leaks. The center, Gordon Steele. The right guard, Kyle Fox. And the preseason All-GSC right tackle, Davis Nall. At the wide receiver, we have second-team All-Conference Albert Dukes. At the Z receiver, number 81, Michigan State transfer T.J. Williams. The starting quarterback today will be Tucker Pruitt, although expect to see Chris Hart too. And the starting running back, number 3, Ronnie Nelson.
Taking a look at defensive coordinator Joe Coffin's Black Swarm defense. It's anchored on the D-line by Bryant Thorpe, the sophomore, back off an injury. And at your tackle today, you'll have Jermel Daniels and Demario Jones. Demario Jones just named to the first-team All-Gulf South Conference team. And your other defensive end from Apopka, Florida, Melvin Black. The linebacking core, which I said will be huge today, anchored by Larry Dean, leads the team with over 70 tackles this year. Second-team All-GSC. Middle linebacker, DeMarcus Flanagan, the Citrus College transfer, coming on strong. And at outside linebacker, getting the start, sophomore Japri Miles. Your left cornerback for today is number 24, Carlos Anderson. And your right corner today, number 7, Roger King, who's been banged up with some rib injuries but should be healthy today. At strong safety, Everett Kitchens. And at free safety, number 10 from Moultrie, Georgia, going to be a 3-time All-American, only the second one in school history, Sherrard Reynolds.
When we come back on VSU-TV, we'll have the opening kickoff between the Blazers and the Eagles in the first round of the Division II playoffs.
Valdosta, more than you know, a place where kids dream and kind hearts prevail. In a setting full of recreation and excitement for all ages. A city of vibrant growth, career opportunities, and a thriving business environment. Combined with progressive thinking, it's about exploring your future. Valdosta, Georgia, more than you know.
This is about giving and caring. We're the Williams family. A little while back, we lost our home to a fire. We had nowhere to go. I thought we were going to be homeless, but the Red Cross was there to help us. They paid for our hotel and made sure we had meals. They were the most giving and caring people I ever known. And they were all volunteers, giving of their time and giving of their hearts. Don't forget all the things that Red Cross does every day for people like us. I haven't forgotten. That's why now I'm a volunteer with my local Red Cross chapter.
Your local American Red Cross helps people every day. People like Celeste Williams. From immediate disaster relief to life-saving training like CPR and first aid, we keep you and your family safe. But we need your help. Please, contact your local American Red Cross chapter to offer your financial support. Together, we can save a life.
Welcome to Bazemore-Hyder Stadium. I'm Matt MacDonald alongside Dustin Swedelson. We are here broadcasting today's game between the Carson-Newman College Eagles and the Valdosta State University Blazers. We'd like to welcome everybody that's watching the webcast online on CBS College Sports. We're glad you could join us today, and we hope we have a good game. We think we will, Dustin.
Oh, absolutely. Carson-Newman, a team in the preseason in everyone's top 5 poll. The Blazers coming off their second national championship last season in '07, number 1 in most polls, usually in the top 5. These are two teams that maybe have underachieved a little bit this year, but both very talented, very young, and could meet for the next few years in the playoffs.
Devin Sabina taking the ball. He will be kicking off and having field goal duties today for the Blazers as starter Zach Williams is out with injury. The Blazers will kick off. Carson-Newman will receive. Reggie Hubbard is back to receive alongside Elliott Bishop. And here we go. First round of the playoffs is underway at Bazemore-Hyder Stadium. Hubbard receives the ball at the 7. And he's brought down by a host of Blazers that include Carlos Anderson and Everett Kitchens. Ball will be spotted at the 21-yard line.
Now it's time to see that veer option attack for Carson-Newman, the number 1 rushing offense in the country at the Division II level, and then number 5 in total offense. This offense works real well. The key for them right now is to be decisive with their option. If they're going to throw against VSU, to execute passes over the middle and just dump it 2-3 yards over the middle. VSU has been susceptible to that throughout this season.
So let's see it. Here's the veer. Alex Good, the quarterback, is number 7. He is second team All-South Atlantic Conference. And there's the handoff, and there goes Good. He's broken through, and he's hauled down by Larry Dean at the 42-yard line, a pickup of 21 yards.
The 22-year-old Good, a junior out of Greensboro, North Carolina, co-first team All-SAC in '07, second team this year, averaging 6.7 yards a carry, 856 rushing yards on the year. On top of that, he's thrown for over 1,200 yards, so that's 2,000 yards of total offense just from the quarterback for Carson-Newman, Alex Good. As good as it gets in running this option attack.
Coach Dean said it might take the Blazers defense a couple drives to finally get settled in, as they have not seen an offense like this in quite a long time. And there goes the handoff up the middle. Gain of 1, maybe 2 by 25, Buck Wakefield. First team All-South Atlantic Conference. Lots of first and second teamers all conference for the Eagles.
Oh yeah, this team very, very good at doing what they do defensively. They are very opportunistic, a lot of interceptions, 13 picks on the year for their defense. Offensively, it's all about the rushing attack. Buck Wakefield, Alex Good. Wakefield, real good. Second team All-SAC in '07, over 600 yards, 10 touchdowns, and he is really kind of the igniter with Good of this offense.
2nd and 8 from the 44-yard line. The throw is caught, one-handed catch by Douglas Belk.
How about that?
Douglas Belk, of course, played his high school ball at Lowndes High School, and he played several games in there, a couple games at least, in this stadium.
A couple Wintersville Classics for Doug Belk. Of course, Lowndes High, the premier 5A team in all of Georgia at the high school level. Doug Belk, along with Demps, coming back to their hometown to take on the Valdosta State Blazers, who I'm sure they watched a little bit growing up.
3rd down and 3, ball at the 49-yard line. Opening drive for Carson-Newman. There's the handoff. It goes to Ricky Harris, and it's going to be close. He might be a little short. They're spotting it at the 49, and that will bring up 4th down.
Go up the middle, and first team all GSC nose tackle Demario Jones makes the stop for VSU. He's been doing that all year, just a sophomore. Transferred from FAMU where he wasn't playing football and has really made a great impression on the Valdosta State program in his first 2 years here.
Big play early, 4th and 1 at midfield. Carson-Newman electing to go for it. Alex Good making the call, and we might have a timeout here. Play clock down to 4. Play clock at 1. They barely get it off. The handoff is not given, as Good takes it himself, and he gets 4 yards for the first down.
Larry Dean and Everett Kitchens for the Blazer defense trying to change things up. Good play fake there by Good. Gets around to the outside on the edge and picks up a couple yards on the play. And that's the tricky thing about this option attack, is that there's so many play fakes involved, and there's so many guys with certain assignments on certain plays that, one, you have to complete your assignment. 2, you have to then look out and see if someone else misses theirs, because you may have to cover for them down the field somewhere.
First down and 10 at the VSU 45-yard line. The pass is caught. Mo Witten, the tight end, down to the 27-yard line of Valdosta State.
Well, you knew coming into today that Carson-Newman's offense was capable of doing a lot of things. Alex Good, very accurate in this pass right there. Great play over the middle. Like I said, over the middle, the Blazers have been very susceptible. Henderson State, Delta State, North Alabama all beat VSU by dumping passes over the middle. Right there, a great pocket pass by Alex Good.
18-yard gain brings up 1st and 10, third first down for Carson-Newman on this drive. Good will keep it himself. He's brought down by a host of Blazers, including Lavaris Dollar and Larry Dean.
And you know, a lot of people think because they run the option that they can't throw well. Well, Alex Good's completing 58% of his passes this year. Touchdowns to 5. He's also ran for 12 touchdowns. So that's 25 touchdowns from your quarterback alone in Alex Good, second-team All-SAC performer this year. So they can throw the ball a little bit too, and they're proving that right now in this opening drive.
2nd and 6, Carson-Newman 3 passes on this drive. Ball on the Blazer 23-yard line, 0-0, still in the opening drive. There's the pass to Otis Miller. Miller hauled down at the 18 by Eric Williams and Larry Dean.
Well, right now, Carson-Newman not afraid to put the ball in the air, and they're moving the ball decently. It's picking up a few yards here and there, had a couple big plays on this drive. They're really pressuring the Blazer defense to bow their neck, which they've done most of the year in the red zone.
3rd down and 2. They keep in the pitch. It's to Buck Wakefield, and he's in the end zone. And there's the trouble with the Veer offense. Had everybody fooled for the Blazers, and Carson-Newman drives right down the field, 79 yards in just over 4 minutes for the game's first touchdown. It's 6-0.
Buck Wakefield, great job there by Alex Good to get the defenders for VSU in pursuit of him, pitch it off to Wakefield for Buck Wakefield's 14th touchdown of the season.
The kicker, Joey Scribner-Howard.
It's a lot of names.
It is a lot of names in the game. Carson-Newman had a big extra point block that would have sent the game into overtime last week. This kick is high, and it is good. Carson-Newman leads it 7-0. So Carson-Newman drives right down the field. They had no problems, converted a big 4th and 1 at midfield. And the Blazers seemed a little bit troubled on defense, trying to figure out who had the ball and where it was going.
That's nothing new, though, for the Blazer defense. Over the last 2 seasons, Joe Cawthon's group has allowed teams to drive on them to open up games and opening drives. They've moved the ball downfield, usually scoring. But the thing is, it's later in the game where this defense makes adjustments and figures out what their assignments are, what they're doing wrong. And it's their adjustments that has made them so successful over the last 2 seasons. So it'll be interesting to see in the next drive how they do against that Carson-Newman offense attack and what kind of adjustments they make.
The scoring drive, 4 minutes and 40 seconds, resulting in a touchdown, 18-yard run by number 25, Buck Wakefield. The drive went 79 yards. And we're aware that you watching online, those of you watching online, cannot see the score or the time on the clock, so we will do our best to keep you updated on that situation. Right now, 7-0, 10 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Catch the David Dean Show on VSU-TV every Monday at 8 and 11 p.m. Check TV Guide listings for other airings of the David Dean Show here on VSU-TV. Blazers getting ready to receive and go on offense for the first time. Back to receive Isaiah Jupiter, and Ronnie Nelson.
Blazer special teams unit actually ranked right now kickoff-wise second to last in all of D2. That's interesting because for years they've been known to be one of the premier return teams in the nation. Last year, a bunch of guys returning kicks. Roger King, Sherrod Reynolds, Ronnie Nelson. Ronnie Nelson back there to return right now. Let's see if they have some magic up their sleeves.
Here's Scribner Howard's kickoff. It's high and short, and it will be fielded by 16 Jupiter, who has a seam, and he's hauled down at the 38-yard line by Dante Strickland.
And now it's time for that Blazer offense led by quarterback Tucker Pruitt and freshman Chris Hart to come out and make some plays. Decent return there by Jupiter. Team's really scared to kick off to VSU. Part of the reason their numbers aren't so great this year is you saw their little pooch kick to the numbers. That allows the return team to have better pursuit of the ball. Everyone goes to one spot, and there's not as much room for a guy like Jupiter with a lot of speed to make a lot of play fakes.
As you saw there, the crowd for Valdosta State not really into the game. I think they're a little bit shocked, a little shell-shocked that the game got off to this type of start with Carson-Newman marching right down the field, no problems.
We're going to see Tucker Pruitt out right now.
Penalty on Carson-Newman, going to add 5 yards to the end of the kick, so the Blazers will start on their own 43-yard line. Tucker Pruitt in the game to start at quarterback. Ronnie Nelson lines up next to him. The Blazers are 3 wide on the far side.
Single coverage on Cedric Jones on the near side of your screen right now.
Pruitt looking, running, and he's going to lob it up and out of bounds. Good safe play by Pruitt. Not open, don't force it.
And that's the key right now that defenses are going with against Tucker Pruitt, is to really get to him, make some kind of contact, force him to make plays. The senior doesn't have the strongest arm in the world, but intelligence-wise, second to none. His father, Robbie Pruitt, one of the legendary coaches in the state of Florida at the high school level. And we're going to see Chris Hart here. Chris Hart, probably more of a big play type quarterback for David Dean's bunch, but Tucker Pruitt's had some pretty nice numbers this year.
2nd and 10. Pruitt calling out the signals. He's going to roll out. Toss to R.J. Baston, who has some room to run, and he's hauled out of bounds by Mario Russell.
R.J. Baston's having a great year. You know, he's a walk-on here at Valdosta State. He didn't get a scholarship. He showed up one day and tried out for the team, worked his way up. Now at juniors, you see the great open field vision by Baston to realize that he doesn't have much to work with. Just pound the ball and get somewhere, even if you have to make contact to do so. And he's really stepped his game up. Probably the most sure-handed guy in this receiving corps right now.
About a 16-yard gain brings up first down on the 42 of Carson-Newman. The handoff is to Mike Brown, and he's going to be dropped for a loss down at the 46-yard line.
I didn't really think we would see Valdosta State attempt to establish the run. They give it to the little scat back Mike Brown, and at 5'6", if he doesn't get past the first set of defenders into the open field, he's not going anywhere, and he's not breaking any tackles. But when he gets to that open field, he tends to make big plays.
This Carson-Newman defense has an all-SAC player at each level, the line, the linebackers, and in the secondary. Very aggressive defense, will play a lot of man-to-man coverage and do a lot of pressing. Here's Pruitt. He's going to find Cedric Jones, who's hit immediately by Revel Coffey, number 21. Gains about 6 yards, 5 yards. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 to go.
See, right now the Blazers need a little bit of a boost, a little bit of a big play. They have single coverage on their dynamic receivers, T.J. Williams, Albert Dukes, and Cedric Jones, all capable of huge plays. They need to find a way to get them the ball and get them the ball downfield more. Right there, a nice 6-yard pickup. But with single coverage and these type of receivers, you want to get them deeper down the field to make big plays.
8:32 left to go in the first quarter. Carson-Newman 7, VSU nothing. Here's the 3rd and 9. Pruitt launching it deep. He's got one-on-one Cedric Jones, but he overthrows him into the end zone, and we'll see what the Blazers do here.
Kind of no man's land at around the 41. You're already in Carson-Newman territory, but you have a weapon in Jack Fulford. 2nd team All-Gulf South Conference punter, has had a great year this year. So you have a weapon there in Jack Fulford that can push Carson-Newman within their 10, maybe even their 5-yard line if he gets a good one off right here.
So here's Fulford back to punt, standing at his own 43-yard line. The kick is away. Hubbard was back deep, and that ball will bounce into the end zone. It looks like Eric Williams lost track of where it was. Took a bad angle to the ball, and Carson-Newman will start their second drive at their own 20-yard line, up 7-0 with 8 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the first quarter.
So right now we're looking for an adjustment from this Blazer defense against this Carson-Newman option attack. Option ran perfectly in that opening drive by Alex Good. You had to be impressed with his ability to move the ball downfield. Time to bow your neck a little bit and prove you can stop them here. I know it's something you don't normally see with most teams in the GSC running the spread, but right now it's playoff time and it's crunch time, and you can't go down 14-0 in the first.
So here's Good back at quarterback. He's going to keep it. Will he pitch it? Yes, he will. And he pitches it to Buck Wakefield. That looked very similar to the on drive. It's about a 5-yard gain.
Wakefield's averaging 9 yards a carry. I mean, right there, that's less than what he averages per carry. And Sherrard Reynolds, had the All-American not been there to bring him down, you're looking at a 10, 15-yard pickup for Buck Wakefield.
Second down 5, 25-yard line. Man in motion, it's Witten. The handoff is up the middle to Wakefield, and he's going to be very close to a first down. They're spotting it right at the 30.
Number 35, Ricky Harris, the ball carrier.
Handoff to Ricky Harris right there up the middle. He pounds it through, and that's one of the things with the option is you have multiple running backs to work with, plus your quarterback can run, and then you got guys that you're bringing in, like right now, number 16, Doug Belk, a quarterback, maybe mix things up a little bit with his speed and his ability to throw the pass.
You know, Doug Belk would like nothing more than to come back to his hometown and make a difference. Already a spectacular one-handed catch. And here we go, third and very, very short for Carson-Newman. Good will keep it and pitch it to Wakefield, and he has the first down. A nice stiff arm on Sherrard Reynolds.
See the secondary for Valdosta State right now inching a little bit closer, knowing that Good's not going to throw the deep ball. They know they can cheat a little bit and help the linebackers in pursuit of the running game. So Sherrard Reynolds and Everett Kitchens going to be inching a little bit closer right behind that linebacking core, behind big guys like Flanagan and Japri Miles and Larry Dean, and kind of hide there. Let Dean try to fill the gaps and let Miles try to fill the gaps that the O-line creates for Carson-Newman, and then Reynolds going to finish it off as well as Kitchens.
Second down. Ball is dropped and picked up and thrown, and it's caught. Out there to number 14, Otis Miller. That will be enough for a first down.
Have to be impressed with Carson-Newman right now, moving the ball well. That pass thrown by Joel Stathen, their senior from Maryland, transfer from Maryland over at Carson-Newman. That's one thing you have to be impressed with Carson-Newman as well. Not only are they moving the ball, but they recruit as good as any D2 school I have seen.
Yeah, we were looking at the roster during the week, and we saw players from all over the United States coming to play ball for Carson-Newman. And we have a flag thrown, and we're going to have a false start. That will be on Reggie Hubbard. Our referee today is Trennis Livingston. He is from the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, better known as the SIAC. The entire crew is from the SIAC. Ball on 40, first and 15 for Carson-Newman. Maybe this will get the Blazers defense going. A penalty pushing Carson-Newman back, and that ball is fumbled again by Statham, and now he's dropped 2 exchanges, and that pass is incomplete. Will bring up second down.
That's the third pass that's been thrown behind a Carson-Newman receiver. At some point, you understand that they're throwing behind him to try to avoid the defender from making any type of play, basically thinking if my guy doesn't make the play, no one else makes it. But at some point, those wild passes are going to go the other way and possibly be dangerous for a Valdosta State interception.
And I'm looking down at the sideline right now, and Alex Good is being tended to Looks like something wrong with his hand by the medical staff. That is why you have a new quarterback in. There's the pass. And there's the tackle. Good job by Larry Dean and Everett Kitchens. And already Larry Dean has been all over the field as that ball was caught by Stephen Childs.
Coming into this game, you expected Kitchens and Dean to have big days. They're usually two of the leaders and tacklers in each game. Watch them here, though. Both of them converge and both hold on until they can both bring the guy down. There's no selfish trying to knock someone out, make a highlight reel hit. It's wrapping football. Wrap the guy with the ball and just bring him to the ground any way possible.
3rd down and 11 to go. 5 minutes, 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Carson-Newman 7, VSU nothing. Almost a fumbled snap again. Statham is going to throw and hit Ricky Harris, and he has enough for the Carson-Newman first down.
Almost a very, very bad play for Carson-Newman. Statham almost drops it. David Robinson with the rush.
David Robinson was actually bumped out of the way by his own man. He looked like he had a good line to the quarterback. He was just knocked right off his spot, and a tough break for the Blazers. And Dustin, if you're Valdosta State, Carson-Newman is just marching right down the field again.
Gonna have to figure some things out, figure out some tendencies in what they're doing each time they throw, each time they run, because right now it looks like VSU's on their heels, doesn't know which is gonna happen.
1st and 10, there's the handoff up the middle by Harris. A gain of 8 on the play.
Number 35, Ricky Harris, the ball carrier.
They go right back to the junior from Perry, Georgia. Going to Carson-Newman, he was a second-team All-SAC in 08, 7.7 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. Did score, that was in 07, scored 10 touchdowns this season.
As you saw head coach David Dean for the Blazers a second ago. Undefeated record in the playoffs as the head coach. There's a fumble, and it's loose, and it's recovered by Valdosta State.
DeMarcus Flanagan got his hand in there real quick, jumped all over. There's 3 Blazers there, and that's why they're the swarm defense. Dupree Miles in on it, but it was Flanagan, the Citrus College transfer, comes up big there, getting the ball, and you have to wonder how Alex Good is. He's throwing the ball on the sidelines right now, and while Joel Statham can throw the ball decently, Alex Good is the igniter of this offense, and Carson-Newman's going to need him in the game to drive the ball up and down the field.
Dustin, I counted 4 snaps that Joel Statham had trouble with on that drive alone. I guess it was only a matter of time before the Blazers capitalized. And let's see what the offense can do. 4:26 to go in the first. Carson-Newman 7, VSU nothing. Blazers have the ball on their own 29-yard line. The handoff is to Marcus Manson. He fights hard for 1 yard.
Number 21, Marcus Manson, the ball carrier.
Manson, a transfer from Florida, came to Valdosta State after graduating from Florida with a degree in 3 years, was a starting running back his freshman year for the Gators, was moved to cornerback, and now he just wants an opportunity to play while getting his master's here at Valdosta State. He was a 4-star recruit, according to Scout.com, out of high school, out of Tuscaloosa.
And he's a very good blocker, and that's why he's in the game a lot. There's the pass to number 81, TJ Williams, who goes ahead with full head of steam. That'll be very close to a first down.
I guess because it's playoff time, David Dean's giving his D1 transfers the ball as much as possible. TJ Williams, great look by Tucker Pruitt. His first read on that play was TJ Williams. TJ turns, pushes through for more yards, picks up the first down. Of course, TJ Williams coming over from Michigan State, the half-brother of San Diego Chargers Antonio Cromartie.
First down at the 40-yard line. There's the inside handoff to Manson. Gains 4 on the play as we're winding down the first quarter here. 3:25 to go. Carson-Newman leads by a touchdown.
Blazers trying to establish that running game with their big back, Marcus Manson, 4.37 40 speed, trying to go up the middle. Tends to trip himself up a little bit after getting through his O-line and kind of falls, but he's capable of breaking off that big play. We're still waiting to see it, though.
Tucker Pruitt gets the ball. He's going to run. He's throwing off his back foot, and again does the smart thing, tosses it out of bounds. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Great pressure brought there by the Carson-Newman D-line. If you watch any film on Valdosta State, if you can make Tucker Pruitt run around and put a lot of pressure on him, he'll throw a few interceptions. Being very smart early on here, throwing the ball out of bounds and making sure it gets clearly out of bounds. He's had a couple barely reach the sidelines that have gotten intercepted this season.
Carson-Newman fans are right in front of us, and we can feel the vibrations and stomping on the bleachers. Very excited about their team's early lead. Here's the third down play. Pruitt waiting. He gets hit, and it's caught by R.J. Bastone. Good enough for the first down, and Bastone needs 3 guys to take him down. What an adjustment on that ball.
Don't think the pass was intended for Bastone. I think it was intended for T.J. Williams. Pruitt just throwing it up there. And with Carson-Newman bringing this many players, 1, 2, 3, 4 guys there to Pruitt, puts a lot of pressure on Pruitt, but also puts single coverage on all those wide receivers for the Blazers. Right there, R.J. Bastone reaping the benefits, picking up the first down.
Mario Russell got turned around on the play. That's what allowed Bastone to have that catch. And you give credit to Tucker Pruitt for taking that big hit, and maybe he's a little bit rattled because here comes Chris Hart, the backup quarterback. His first pass intended for Albert Dukes is low.
Hart has the big play potential that maybe Pruitt doesn't have, but Pruitt probably has a better touch on his short plays. So sometimes defenses can figure out that Hart's coming in for the big play, and they'll play with a cover 2 or double cover someone like Albert Dukes. But right now, I think we're going to get our healthy dose of Chris Hart today, because I think he gives too many teams too many mismatches with his ability to throw and run and breaking tackles.
Looking at the sideline, Tucker Pruitt appears to be fine. He's watching right, lined up with the play, and there's the pass caught by Kerbeam on second down. Caught at the 35 of Carson-Newman.
P.J. Kerbeam coming off a game at Southern Arkansas where he scored his first career touchdown for the Blazers. Chris Hart made an incredible play on that one. Here, Hart drops back and waits. See Kerbeam, no one in front of him there. All the defenders behind him, they dropped into coverage there. And Hart, the freshman, able to throw it underneath and pick up the yards instead of trying to throw the bomb like he did earlier in the year consistently. Realizes, makes the read, sees that he can pick up yards, and he still has one more down to convert.
3rd down and 5 for the Blazers. Trailing by 7, under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And we're going to have a whistle here. We got a false start on Valdosta State. Carson-Newman applauds the call, and this will make it 3rd and long. DeCaris Leaks,
the former Cairo syrup maker, called on the false start there. I want to say Leaks has only had maybe 5 penalties called on him all season. The offensive line for Valdosta State heavily penalized most of this season, though. The Delta State game specifically, not their best, but then they'd come back the next week and they'd have a great performance. So a little inconsistent there. And now that pushes Hart back to 10 yards now to the first down marker. He may be going for the end zone here just because that's his best play.
He certainly has the arm strength. And we're going to have another false start. Hart puts his arm up in disbelief and frustration.
Looked like maybe the center, Gordon Steele, didn't get the ball out there in time. Everyone else was on a different snap count, perhaps. There was a lot of movement. It was more than just one player, so a lot of miscommunication going on right now. And Valdosta State just does not look like they know what's going on right now. They're not executing on either side of the ball very well. And now it's 3rd and 15, and you're asking your freshman quarterback, Chris Hart, to make a big play in his first playoff experience here. To pick up a first down and keep the team in the game in the first quarter.
Ball on the 45, 3rd and 15. Hart fakes the handoff, and now he's going to throw it short to Ronnie Nelson, who has some room. Nelson will get to about the 33.
And now you have your backup kicker as your kicker heading into the playoffs with your starter, your 3-year starter, Zach Williams, injured and out for this game, not dressed. You can't look to your kicker right here. That would make it a 50-yard field goal. So they're going to have to go for it here on 4th and 3.
4th and 3. Tucker Pruitt back in the game. Under 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Pruitt changing the play, and it's a fake to Manson, and the Blazers had a false start. I don't know if that might have been a good thing, because I don't think that was going to work anyways, Dustin.
Don't think it was going to work, but at the same time, it just shows that the offensive line is not on the same page as everyone else. That one's on Dakarius Leaks again, Adam.
That's 3 false starts on that drive for Valdosta State. Absolutely killing the drive that was moving well into Carson-Newman territory, and this will bring out the punt team. And if you're the Blazers, well, here they go. This is what the Blazers like to do. They line up everybody to one side, and Clay Calloway is back there as quarterback.
Carson-Newman looks like they know what's going on. They're shaking their heads up and down.
They don't appear to be wanting to call a timeout, and here's the play, and down goes Calloway. Did not work, and you were absolutely right, Dustin. Carson-Newman showed no panic, unlike other teams that we've seen when the Blazers line up for that play. They knew exactly what was coming, and Russ Calloway never really stood a chance.
Calloway has a couple of options right there. Sherrod Reynolds was on the field. Albert Dukes lined up at wide receiver. He could have thrown to him, but with the low snap, had to run the option there, and there was nowhere to go with it. Now all that does is give Carson-Newman even better field position to work with at just about the 50-yard line, and they've proved today that they can drive up and down the field.
Good back in at quarterback after missing the last drive with the hand injury. Let's see how he is. They're going to fake the pass, and wide open is Hubbard. He has it, and he drops it. That was a 14-0 lead for Carson-Newman, and it just went right through the hands of the first-team All-South Atlantic Conference receiver.
All Reggie Hubbard has done this season is catch touchdown passes, basically. Look at this.
Boy, they had
Wakefield with it.
Perfect.
Drops back. Great pass, too. And Hubbard's numbers, look at his numbers this year. 17 receptions, and he's a first-team all-conference, but 7 touchdowns with 23 yards a reception. Every time he catches the ball, it's for a big play. That's what that would have been. He barely missed that. Blazers caught a huge break there with Hubbard dropping that ball. That's a rarity. Don't expect Hubbard to drop a big play again.
I think we now know why Reggie Hubbard has 7 touchdown catches on just 17 receptions. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. There's the handoff inside. Gains maybe a yard. That would be Buck Wakefield, and that will do it for the first quarter. They will change sides of the field, which means they won't be going very far. The score, Carson-Newman 7, Valdosta State nothing. Could be a lot worse than that at this point. You're looking at Carson-Newman drove down the field with ease on its first drive, got a touchdown on their second drive. Again, driving down the field, no problem. Fumbled the ball deep in Blazer territory. And then you just had that last play where Hubbard dropped a wide open touchdown pass. Could be, at this point in time, 17-0, 21-0.
Oh, it could be much worse right now. The offense for Carson-Newman is firing on all cylinders, and the Blazer defense in the second quarter going to have to pick things up and figure out what kind of adjustments to make.
We'll take a break and be back with the start of the second quarter after this.
Because of them, 5 million people do not have polio. Because of them, families will not have to beg for a meal tonight. Because of them, thousands of high schoolers will never be known as dropouts. They are the 1.2 million members of Rotary, everyday people working together to push hope forward. Rotary, humanity in motion.
I don't want to go blind from diabetes.
I don't want to lose a foot or a leg.
I don't want to have kidney failure, so I'm taking control. I'm controlling my diabetes.
It's making a huge difference.
I'm eating healthy and staying physically active.
I'm taking my medicine.
If I can do it, anyone can.
Control your diabetes for life. Call 1-800-438-5383.
Hi, I'm Kathy Casey Kirschling, the nation's first baby boomer. Like millions of boomers, I'm busy and my time is important to me. So when I became eligible to apply for Social Security, I did it online and it was so easy. So when it's your time to apply, save yourself a trip to an office. Apply online at www.socialsecurity.gov. It's fast, it's easy, above all, secure.
We invite you to go behind the scenes of Blazer Athletics by joining the Blazer Athletic Boosters. Help support the home team and receive decals, license tags, calendars, and much, much more.
Back at Bazemore-Hyder Stadium, started the second quarter. Carson-Newman 3rd down and 8 on the Valdosta State 49-yard line. Here's Good rolling out. He means to throw, and it's short, and it's dropped. And that will bring up 4th down and 8 for the Eagles.
Great pressure there by VSU. When Good's going to throw it, make him throw on the run, make him throw with someone in his face. Doesn't do it that often, but does it pretty well, completing 58% of his passes, thrown for over 1,200 yards this year. But if he's going to throw the ball, make him throw with someone in his face. That's the best way to get an errant pass like you just saw. Larry Dean, one of the guys rushing right there, putting a lot of pressure on Good today.
Here comes the punt, and we have a penalty. Chris Jones, sophomore, is the punter. False start on Carson-Newman. False starts all over the place.
Roger King set to return it for the Blazers, and throughout his career the last 2 years, Roger King has been able to spark this team when it looks dead in the water, specifically against Henderson State this year with a punt or kick return. Did against North Alabama last year. Well, let's see if Roger King can catch lightning in a bottle right now and get his team fired up for the remainder of this game.
Here's the punt. Not a lot of pressure applied by VSU. It's high. Let's see. King will be able to return it. Makes a man miss. And now here he goes. He bounces to the outside. One man to beat. It's the punter who falls him down out of bounds. And a great job on the return by Roger King out to about the 45-yard line.
Great return by King, and you know, he's never seen a punt he doesn't want to return, but there, plenty of time. Great blocking, though. Look at the blocks here. Picked up Isaiah Jupiter with a big block there, and that allows King to get to the outside, get past the 20, the 25, and the 30, and brought down at around the 45-yard line. Only had one man to beat the punter, but with so many moves early on, it kind of slowed him up, so many jukes, that the punter was able to bring him down. But that's what the Blazers needed. They needed something to spark them, to move the ball downfield, because right now the offense just doesn't look like it has that big play potential to move the ball on Carson-Newman.
Yeah, maybe that was the shot in the arm the Blazers needed, and here comes Tucker Pruitt out to start this drive, which begins at the Carson-Newman, his own 45-yard line. 1st down and 10, just underway in the second quarter with the Eagles leading 7-0. Pass out to Ronnie Nelson, and he can't make 2 men miss, and he's dropped for a loss of about 5 on the play.
2 defenders got around R.J. Bastone and T.J. Williams, who were blocking on that one, and the little screen out to Ronnie Nelson should normally work, but lately this year the screen has not been there for the Blazers.
There's the ball out to Cedric Jones. Blazers trying to get him going.
See, in years past, that was the bread and butter for Valdosta State. The screen, that was as good as an 8-yard run for them. That's how they treated it. Here, Cedric Jones isn't getting the secondary blocks upfield. Cody Case trying to move some defenders around there, but you can't do that when there's 3 or 4 guys pursuing the ball carrier.
Blazers back at the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10. 3 wide receivers on the near side. Here's Pruitt going over the middle. It's intercepted. He's brought down. Randolph St. Fleur at about the 45-yard line of Valdosta State. And the Blazers continue to shoot themselves in the foot.
Great read here, though, by St. Fleur out of Thomas Aquinas, one of the best programs in the nation at the high school football level in Florida. Shows great hands there, stood there in coverage, waited for Tucker Pruitt to make a play, watched his eyes. Tucker Pruitt's eyes never left the middle of the field, and comes up with the interception there, giving the ball back to his quarterback, Alex Good, who's trying to put his team up now 14-0. Blazers really unable to do anything on either side of the ball.
There's the handoff to Harris. Up the middle, gain of about 6. This is the 2nd drive in a row for Carson-Newman that has started around midfield.
You can't give good teams with good offenses good field position. You saw that against North Alabama this year with Valdosta State, consistently giving UNA good field position, and they executed each time and scored. Carson-Newman's the type of team that executes each time and will score eventually if you give them enough opportunities.
2nd and 4. And here comes a penalty. Will we have another false start? Yes, we will. I believe that is the 5th false start in the past 3 series. out comes Harris. You get a look at head coach Ken Sparks from Carson-Newman in his 28th season as the Eagles head football coach, 5 NAIA titles, been to the D2 national championship game a couple times, has a winning percentage of, I believe, around 80%.
Was even the track coach at Carson-Newman.
2nd and 9. Good to pass. It's high, and it's almost intercepted. Devin Cannon just out of his hands. It was right to him, and I'll tell you what, he might have been thinking 6 because he had the entire sideline to work with.
It's just one of those things, as a corner, you're not expecting the ball to hit you directly in the hands. You're looking to make a play. You're watching your receiver there, picking up Doug Belk out of the backfield, and all of a sudden you look up, Devin Cannon does, and the ball's coming right at you. You don't know what to do with it. It's almost as if the ball was thrown further to the left, further to the right, and he had to dive for it, probably would have been closer to making a play.
Brings up a big 3rd and 9 from the Valdosta State 44-yard line. Now Carson-Newman running. Good's pass is through Belk's hands, and it's going to bring up a 4th down, and we've seen that when the Blazers push Carson-Newman to 3rd and longs, Carson-Newman is having a difficult time converting.
And they're using Belk an awful lot, the Lowndes County native, out of the backfield there, trying to go to him again. Great coverage by Roger King, knocking the ball loose, getting in the way of Doug Belk. And that's the key right now when they're passing the ball. Get in the way of the ball. It's basic football 101. Blazer defense looking a lot better right there and forcing Carson-Newman to punt again.
Sherrod Reynolds back to receive the punt this time. Sherrod Reynolds much more likely to call a fair catch, and I think that's what David Dean might be looking for, and here is the fair catch. And he catches it inside his own 10-yard line at the 6. If I was him, I might have let that one go.
Probably wanted to make sure that the Blazer offense is going to get an opportunity right here. If he lets that bounce, looked like Carson-Newman had some defenders downfield and would have been able to stop it around the 1 or 2. So he picked up essentially 3 yards in his head on that play by calling the fair catch. I don't disagree with it.
The VSU Department of Music's Wind Ensemble will be performing on Thursday, November 20th at 7:30 p.m. in Whitehead Auditorium. For more information, call 229-333-5804. So here comes the Blazers, their worst field position of the day, their own 6-yard line. Pruitt on the footsteps of his own end zone, hands off to Mike Brown. He makes a man miss, and he's got some room to work. There goes the speedy Mike Brown. Out past the 35, and he's finally hauled down with the flag. You can tack on 15 more yards.
You gotta love watching the little scat back Mike Brown run around. Little tiny guy, 5'6", 156 out of Bainbridge, redshirted last year. Watch the arsenal of jukes he has. Breaks a tackle, and then just shakes around the field, moving defenders all over the place. Picks up maybe 12, 13 additional yards just there, getting into the secondary with his jukes. The kid can move, just a matter of getting him into the open field, and he can make plays like that.
That's a 30-yard gain. And there's the penalty on Revel Coffee. That'll add 15 more, personal foul. So a grand total of 45 yards for Valdosta State. This drive, which did not look promising with the start at the 6-yard line, has now moved past midfield. Ball on the Carson-Newman 49. Chris Hart in the game. There's the handoff to Nelson. Spins. Gains about maybe 1 or 2. Carson-Newman still leading 7-0. 12 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the first half.
Right now with the inconsistency offensively for Valdosta State, I'd like to see them use Ronnie Nelson in what everyone else calls the Wildcat formation. I'll call it the Wildfire formation because they're the Blazers. I'd like to see them use him back there more and kind of mess around with Carson-Newman's head a little bit. Let him throw, let him run. He was a quarterback in high school, so he can do both.
Hart holds it out for Ronnie Nelson, who's met immediately by a Carson-Newman defender. That's big number 93, Isaac Jones.
See right here, 3 defenders get through the offensive line, and get to Nelson before he can even make a move. He's handed the ball, and there's 3 defenders in his face. Establishing the run right now probably isn't the best idea. Carson-Newman stops the run week in and week out in the South Atlantic Conference. Valdosta State, I'd like to see them throw the ball 35 times today, especially with Chris Hart's dynamic big play ability.
3rd and 12. Hart pitches it inside to Nelson, who has more than enough for the first down, and he's dragged down by Mario Russell at the 29-yard line. So the Blazers pitch it right to Nelson, catch Carson-Newman sleeping, and it's good enough for the first down. A big play for Valdosta State.
Ronnie Nelson is viewed by his teammates as the best all-around football player on the team. When I speak to them, they all tell me he's the smartest, he's the most athletic, and he can do it all. He can defend, he can catch, he can throw, he can run, he can do it all, and you saw it right there. The kid's an athlete, had looks from all sorts of D1 schools out of Doherty Comprehensive in Albany.
Mike Brown gets the ball again, and he's hard to bring down to the 22, 23-yard line. Be a gain of about 7 or 8.
End of this play, Lance Helton picked Mike Brown up with one arm by his jersey. Picked him up by his jersey at the end of this play. Mike Brown showing that he's not scared to take a hit, though. He's shown that all year. Lowers his shoulder, picks up maybe another half a yard there. 5'6", 160. I'm not lowering my shoulder on anyone. I'm taking a knee.
This is the deepest the Blazers have been in Carson-Newman territory today. They're down at the 22. There's the handoff to Manson, who finds his way past his defender and his blocker down to about the 20-yard line. So the Blazers have had success on this drive with running. They had that big 30-yard run, and then you can almost consider the little pitch to Ronnie Nelson as a run.
It's technically a pass, but you're right. It really is a run because it's a shovel pass, and while it's a forward pass, it's really just like a handoff, letting your running back do the work. The running backs doing the work right now for VSU in 04 and 07, 2 national championship years. They let their running backs do their work. Maybe in the playoffs, that's what they're going to do. They're going to let the running backs gain them their big yards.
3rd and 1. There's the fake handoff. Now Chris Hart trying to drag his way back to the line of scrimmage, cannot do it. As Carson-Newman grabs onto his jersey, and that will be dropped for a loss. So what do you do here?
Well, they're going to bring out the freshman, Devin Sabina. Big leg on this kid. Problem is he's just a freshman, still trying to arsenal his power. Sometimes wide left, sometimes wide right, don't always know where it's going. But the kid has a big foot. Let's see what he does here.
40-yard attempt. The kick is down. It is up, and it is no good. He missed it wide left. So Sabina had plenty of leg, got it over the line, but he missed it left, and the Blazers still have a goose egg on the scoreboard. They trail 7-0, 8 minutes, 56 seconds to go in the first half.
It's tough when you're a backup all season, Devin Sabina, just a freshman, highly recruited redshirt kicker from last year. It's tough when you're the backup all year, don't get to kick consistently, then all of a sudden last 3 weeks of the season your first team kicker goes down and you're asked to be the #1 guy. It's a difficult thing to do because you're not in any kind of rhythm, you don't know where you're at because you haven't kicked in a game since 2 years ago in high school.
Blazers defense has been very good the past few drives against Carson-Newman. This time they actually helped out with the field position, and there is a no gain for Wakefield. The Blazers starting to figure things out on defense. This is what Coach Dean told us during the week, that it was going to take a little bit, a couple of drives for the Blazers to get used to this option attack. And when they do get used to it, they'll be a lot better, and that's certainly been the case.
Tough to practice against an option attack when you don't see it very often, but the Blazers are fortunate that they have Doug Pilcher, who ran the option very well at Thomas County Central here in South Georgia, all of his high school career for his dad. Ed Pilcher used to coach there, now at Bainbridge, one of the best at running this attack, so the defense got to see it for the last couple of weeks.
Here's good under center, 2nd and 10. There's the handoff to Wakefield. He gets 2 yards, so that'll bring up another 3rd and long situation for Carson-Newman. And their passing attack hasn't been existent since the first drive. Let's see what they try to do here.
That D-line for Valdosta State right now, getting through the offensive line for Carson-Newman, trying to get the crowd involved now. As you see Earl Chambers, the man in charge of that defensive line, done a great job with a young group, Ryan Thorpe, DeMario Jones, and Melvin Black, all youngsters, all going to be back next year, but they're really starting to figure things out here.
Big play for the Blazers. Ricky Harris has his hand up saying that he's open. And now we're going to have a timeout, Carson-Newman. When we come back, we'll have the 3rd and 8 for Carson-Newman on their own 25-yard line at Bazemore-Hyder Stadium.
Valdosta State University Small Business Development Center provides consulting, seminars, and research to entrepreneurs.
As my business has faced new challenges, I've seen the benefits of an ongoing relationship with VSU's Small Business Development Center. They've made a huge difference.
Why not add your name to the growing number of clients taking advantage of free and confidential services and take your business to the next level?
VSU-TV would like to thank Little Caesars Pizza for providing lunch for the VSU-TV crew today. Thanks, Little Caesars. But here we have it, 3rd and 8. Blazer fans on their feet. Good rolling back. David Robinson in his face, and boy, Buck Wakefield's got some room to go. He makes a man miss, and he finally steps out inside Blazer territory at the 48-yard line. A big pickup for Carson-Newman.
The key on that play for Good was he drops back, and watch him wait here. He waits till the pursuit gets all the way in his face. There he knows he has tons of open field on the other side to work with Buck Wakefield all by himself, and there's nobody in sight in a black jersey, and then he even has 2 or 3 blockers with him. So great play there by Good. It's all about the quarterback actually on the halfback screen, because it's his job to wait for the blockers to get downfield.
Big 27-yard pickup, and there's the inside handoff. That will be to Harris. Harris gains 3 on the play. Under 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Carson-Newman 7, Valdosta State 0. The winner of this game will move on to play in the second round of the playoffs next week at North Alabama, the number 2 seed in Super Regional 2, who currently has a bye week. Carson-Newman and Valdosta State have already lost to North Alabama this season.
So it would be revenge for both of them to see UNA again. UNA probably the most talented team in the nation.
There's the pass, incomplete. It was a forward pass. Dropped by Childs.
For number 4.
So now we're seeing the Blazer defense really figure things out.
Yeah, with the exception of that 27-yard gain by Wakefield on the 3rd and 8, the Blazers have been very good.
You can't hold down a good offense every single time. So they're going to pick up their big plays. It's just a matter of bowing your neck when you have to, like right now.
3rd and 6. Good on the keeper. Dean can't get him. Good inside move. And he gets the first down. That's a 3rd and 8 and a 3rd and 6 conversion on this drive for the Eagles.
Good moves on that play by Alex Good. He looked real good on that play.
Good is good. What can you say?
He making defenders miss, finding holes, getting through the seam, and picking up yards. Look at this right here. Larry Dean, a big linebacker out of Tifton, can't get to him. Too fast, gets out of his reach, beats another defender there, and breaks another tackle.
1st and 10. There's the handoff to Harris, and the Blazers at least seem to have that part of the running attack, the dive, figured out. Gain of about 1 yard on the play.
The problem is when Carson-Newman gets to the edge and they have their guards pulling and they're getting to the outside, that seems to be the spot where VSU has been susceptible today. And it's a matter of figuring out the play quickly and coming off your men and getting to the ball carrier.
At this point in time, I think the Eagles are going with that dive just to keep the Blazers honest. 2nd and 8, ball on the 29 of the Blazers. Good's going to keep it himself and run right by Sherrard Reynolds. And he's hauled down at about the 2 by Everett Kitchens. Boy, Sherrard Reynolds, he didn't know what was going on that play. He was waiting to see if the pitch was going to be made. And Good, we'll see right here, just runs right by him.
You won't see this very often, number 10 getting beat on a play. He thought the pitch was coming. Good, great job reading the All-American there, tucking the ball away and moving downfield with it. This quarterback makes some great decisions for Carson-Newman. You have to be impressed.
So as the clouds roll in and the wind picks up here at Bazemore-Hyder Stadium, the Blazers' season is in big trouble. There's the handoff to Wakefield. Is he in? Carson-Newman signaling yes. No sign yet from the officials. He's inside the 1. And he's in fact not in. It will be second down and goal right on the 2-inch line.
Wakefield scored his 14th touchdown of the season earlier for the first score of this game on the opening drive for Carson-Newman. This would be his 15th if he can pound it in right here for the Eagles. Eagles really pressuring Valdosta State to make plays as there's just 4:42 remaining in the half.
There's the sneak. No signal yet. They're spotting him short. So it will bring up third down, and again, Carson-Newman can't get that dive to work.
The question is, how long can you hold a team down from the 1-inch line, basically?
If Carson-Newman doesn't get it here, and it's inside the 2-yard line, do you go for it?
I think in a playoff situation, you have to get the points. Get the points and kick. You're giving the ball back to VSU in the second half. Get the points now. Don't let VSU go down 7-0.
I agree, but here's the 3rd and 1. The handoff inside, touchdown.
That's touchdown number 15 for number 25, Buck Wakefield. And we're going to be looking at a 14-0 game with under 4 minutes remaining in the first half for Valdosta State. Valdosta State offensively going to have to score quick and hopefully score again on the second half's opening kickoff on that drive, because right now Carson-Newman's moving the ball pretty well on the ground.
So here comes the Carson-Newman offensive line to block for the extra point. And Carson-Newman had all sorts of trouble this season with kicks, including last week. Here's Scribner Howard's kick. It is up, it is high. It is good, and you're right, Dustin. The Blazers are facing a 14-0 deficit with just under 4 minutes to go in the second half. And we talked about this earlier in the broadcast that Carson-Newman really had some chances on offense besides the 2 touchdown drives. They had a drop touchdown pass, and they also had a fumble inside the Blazers' 25. So at 14-0, Carson-Newman at this point, it could be a lot worse.
It could be a lot worse, but then again, in the eyes of the Blazers, it's really not all that bad. You put some points on the board here. Let's say you settle for a field goal to finish out the half. You come back, you get the ball back in the second half. If you can score a touchdown there, then it becomes a 14-10 game, possibly a 14-14 game if you can put the ball in the end zone both times, and you're right back in this thing.
Don't forget to watch VSU-TV for News 11 in Focus, covering the latest local, state, and national news, airing live every Wednesday at 4 p.m., or catch the rebroadcasts at 8 p.m., 10 p.m., and midnight. So here comes the Blazers kick return team, and Dustin, you mentioned earlier that the Blazers are second to last in all of Division II football in kickoff return average, but boy, they could use a big one here. And we've seen the Blazers make a couple plays that seem to turn momentum in their way, but they just keep finding ways to shoot themselves in the foot.
I think right now, under 4 minutes left here in the half, it's trick play time on this kickoff, if you ask me. It's time for a little trickery, because you need some kind of a gimmick to really pick up those extra yards, because the offense needs all the help it can get right now.
Let's see how Carson-Newman chooses to kick this one. They kicked high and short last time, and they do the same this time. It's to Isaiah Jupiter. He had a good return last time. Hops is bumped down at around the 32-yard line. That's where the Blazers will start.
Let's see who we see at quarterback right now. In past games when VSU has needed to score in a timely manner, it has been Chris Hart out there, and it looks like that's who we're going to see again. Chris Hart, the redshirt freshman from Bradenton, Florida, actually had looks out of high school from teams like UNLV and Buffalo. Ended up here at Valdosta State, and pretty much the future of the program is being handed to him in the next years.
Here's his pass to Bastone. It's caught. He's wrapped up immediately by Ballard. That will be a loss of 3 on the play. So the Blazers just can't seem to get the passing attack going. Running the ball, they've been okay.
And, you know, coming into the game, we heard the Eagles would put a lot of single coverage on the receivers and press a lot. Right now, I'm seeing the linebackers for Carson-Newman drop into coverage and take away that short pass for VSU that's been the bread and butter for so many years.
3:20 left to go in the first half. Carson-Newman leads 14-0 as rain starts to fall at Bazemore-Hyder. That pass is low, thrown into double coverage. Hart actually got away with one. It was an uncatchable ball. That will bring up 3rd and 13, and Valdosta State's offense just can't seem to get it clicking, and they're putting themselves in a situation where they have to pass now. Don't have to abandon the run yet. Carson-Newman is sensing pass, and certainly they will on this down. And the clock has stopped, and at 3:11, we know Carson-Newman can move the ball down the field easily. It would really help the Blazers if they could get a first down here and run some clock off before halftime. Hart, all sorts of time. He's going deep for TJ Williams, who is wide open. TJ Williams catches it. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, VSU.
That's why Chris Hart is looked at as the future of this Valdosta State program. When it looked dire, when it looked like the offense wasn't going to be able to do anything, look at Hart here. Great protection right there. Davis Nall in on it with Kyle Fox. Great protection by the O-line. Sits back, waits, throws a bomb downfield to TJ Williams, who burns his defender with his 4.4 type speed. What a play by the Blazer offense, sparking this crowd.
71 yards, and the kick is up. It is good, and that cuts the lead to 14-7. Valdosta State right back in this ball game. Just saw the crowd is on their feet. The band is playing for the first time, and there's a whole new attitude now. And if you're Carson-Newman, that's about the worst thing that could have happened, to let the Blazers right back into this game on a blown coverage. Mario Russell, we can see him right now walking up the field. He was the last line of defense, and he's being consoled by his coaches, including Ken Sparks, saying, hey, it's all right. We played well all half.
Perfectly placed ball by Chris Hart there. TJ Williams got under it and followed it and waited for it to drop into his hands. The thing about Williams is he's so fast and so big at the same time, very hard to deal with. And on that one, came out originally off the line, not running all that hard, then turned it on, and that was what enabled him to burn his defender.
Exactly 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. 14-7, Carson-Newman leads it. Devin Sabina ready to kick off. Blazers will receive the ball to open the second half. Buck Wakefield, Reggie Hubbard deep to receive for the Eagles. Now if you're Valdosta State's defense, you have to hold before the half. Keep the Blazers in this game. The kick is high, and it's caught about at the 20-yard line. And here's Hubbard. Had a little bit of room, and he's down at the 33.
But with 2:55 remaining, and all that goes into the option rushing attack, and all the play fakes and all the missed assignments that can happen, Carson-Newman's very capable of moving this ball downfield and putting at least 3 on the board and changing things a little bit heading into the second half. So Carson-Newman right now, while they do run the ball, while they do take up a lot of clock, they also have that big play potential that you rarely see out of a rushing attack.
Carson-Newman begins its drive at the 34. There's the toss, hit immediately by Carlos Anderson.
That's a good pop there by Anderson. Anderson, the Birmingham, Alabama native, just wraps right there, puts his head right into the belly of Belk and drops him for no gain.
Think Belk was ever hit like that at Lowndes?
I'm pretty sure during his time in 04 and 05 at Lowndes, he rarely got touched at quarterback when they were winning, when he won a state championship at the 5A level.
And I'm pretty sure you're right. Clock ticking, 2:24 left to go, second and 11. Carson-Newman in no rush. There's the handoff to Buck Wakefield, and he's up the middle. And we'll see if Carson-Newman hurries up now, and Wakefield slams his hand down, thought he could have gotten more.
This kid,
48.
This kid's something special, Wakefield. He explodes right through the O-line into the secondary, stays on his feet, and makes some more moves to gain yards. He's not afraid to take a hit, and he's really not all that big, 5'9", 165, but he can carry some defenders.
I'd say the Blazers have been stopping that dive. It looked like Carson-Newman ran that play just to kill some clock, and here we go. They've certainly changed modes now, and there's the pass to Otis Miller. Uses his own man as a screen, and Carson-Newman moves the ball. Another first down. 1:54 left, plenty of time. Carson-Newman, 2 timeouts remaining. Clock is not a problem at all. Ball on the 36.
And Carson-Newman's not going to throw a bomb. They're not going to throw the ball 25, 35 yards downfield, but they're going to dink and dunk you like that, get out of bounds and stop the clock, and let their running game do their talking when it matters most.
We have a stoppage of play. The officials get everything straightened out, and we are ready to go. Clock is running. The clock is stopped, excuse me, and the play was out of bounds. 1:51. Inside handoff to Harris. And all of a sudden that middle has opened up. Carson-Newman moving in field goal range. Carson-Newman just 2 of 6 on field goal attempts this season. So they'd like to get as close as possible.
And keep in mind, we haven't seen Valdosta State block a field goal this season. We've seen them block a couple punts, but no field goals.
1:40 left. There's the pitch to Harris. And he's met hard by Carlos Anderson. Lowered his shoulder right into him.
Anderson, 5'8", 176, the junior, not afraid to just throw his body, propel his body at ball carriers right here. Look at this right here. Look at the pop he puts on him. Lowers his shoulder, lowers his head, just pops him right on the side, knocks him down.
The clock was moving, and Carson-Newman opted to use its second timeout of the half. 1:25 to go. They are at the 22-yard line of Valdosta State. Valdosta State just answered a Carson-Newman touchdown with a touchdown of their own to make it 14-7. This would be a backbreaker for VSU after just making that big play and getting the fans and the sideline back into it to give up a touchdown to go down 14 points.
It would be a major momentum shifter. After you have that big play, your offense is feeling good. They just put some points on the board, bailing out the defense for that first drive, and you're down just 7, getting the ball back in the second half. But right now, if you let up any points here, you feel differently looking into that second half and that opening drive, because you know it's going to take more than that one opening drive and putting points on the board there to put you ahead.
The wind is blowing pretty good at Bazemore-Hyder Stadium. So you wonder how that plays into a field goal try for Carson-Newman. We've already seen Devin Sabina miss a field goal for the Blazers wide left. Carson-Newman, as we mentioned, just 2 for 6 on field goal attempts this season, and those 2 makes were split between 2 different kickers. Sure, neither of these teams would like to see the game come down to a final kick.
And Blazer fans remember Roger King returning an extra point, so if the Blazers could block one, there's a chance they could run one back and get 2 points on the board. Or 7, excuse me.
Here's Carson-Newman on 2nd and 6, rolling out, throwing back across the brain. It's tipped.
Brian Thorpe tipped that one. A little upset, thought he should have caught it, but the defensive end not used to making plays like that.
Let's see, I was thinking it might have been Melvin Black.
Oh, it was Melvin Black, excuse me, 97, you're right.
That brings up 3rd down and 6.
3rd down and 6, big play for both teams here. This would be about a 39-yard field goal from where we are right now. Clock is stopped at 1:20. Carson-Newman 1 timeout left.
VSU fans all on their feet making some noise.
Flags everywhere. And
looks like a false start. That's going to be number 60 for Carson-Newman, Jeff Weaver, the junior from Marietta.
So they go from 3rd and 6 at the 22 to 3rd and 11 from the 27-yard line.
And now you get even more worried if you're Carson-Newman about that kicking game and if you can handle this length of a field goal.
Play being called in.
Question is, do you go for the 1st down, or do you go for a few more yards in the center of the field for a better field goal?
Well, I think Carson-Newman's looking for those 11 yards. Good coverage downfield, but not on number 14, Miller. He's tripped up and brought down at the, looks like the 12-yard line or the 6-yard line. Make that the 8. The Blazers had the middle of the field covered.
Otis Miller was wide open, though. Watch good here, looking around. Finally sees Miller right over by the 20-yard line, wide open. And he moves the ball downfield, tries to break a tackle, and gets out of bounds.
Clock moving, 1:10 left. Sherrod Reynolds, or Everett Kitchens brings down good by the helmet. Carson-Newman fans calling for a penalty for face masking as Kitchens hops off the field, appears to have a lower leg injury.
Eric Williams in form, the Valdosta High grad, done a great job filling in for both Reynolds and Kitchens this year. when needed, but losing Kitchens for this game, hopefully that's nothing major and he'll be back because he's vital to this defense's success.
And the Blazers have to stop the clock to get set on defense with Kitchens going out. I'm sure it's something they did not want to do. 49.7 seconds left to go in the first half. Carson-Newman threatening. They are on the Valdosta State 6-yard line, leading 14-7. Carson-Newman's been pretty successful this game on third down tries, especially from that 5 to 7 range.
And right now, where they're at the 6-yard line, it gets very dangerous with that option attack, with all the play fakes, with Good being the decision maker he is and the upfield vision that he has. Very dangerous right now for Valdosta State. We could be looking at a 21-7 game heading into that second half.
The Campus Activities Board will be hosting Blazers Stand-Up Comedy on Tuesday, November 18th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the University Center Theater. Yeah, Dustin, we just can't stress enough how much this would hurt the Blazers to finally get back in the game. Only one good thing has happened to them this half. To get it within 7 going in half would be big, but Carson-Newman has drove the field starting with 3 minutes to go on their own 29-yard line. And here they are on the doorstep knocking. Both teams have a timeout remaining. Fumble, and it's recovered by, who is it?
Melvin Black, I believe.
Valdosta State saying they have it. What's the official word? Blazer football is the word.
Melvin Black jumped all over that one. What a play there. Look at this. Ball comes loose right in the middle of the field. And again, 3 defenders jump all over it. And Melvin Black leading the way there. Huge break for the Blazers. They've caught a couple breaks right now. 39 seconds left. They're going to probably run out this clock. Consider it a moral victory to not be down by more. But things could have been very scary right now for Valdosta State with the way the Carson-Newman offense has moved the ball and moved it into the red zone today.
If you're a Blazer fan, you're certainly not happy with the first half, but you are breathing a sigh of relief. If you're Carson-Newman, it's what could have been.
This could very well be a 35-7 game right now.
Let's see what the Blazers opt to do as the ball is on the 3-yard line. Tucker Pruitt's just going to take the snap and run right up the middle. And he gets out to the 10-yard line, so a gain of 7. Clock ticking, 30 seconds left to go. And I think the Blazers are just going to be satisfied as Coach Dean will hand the headset off to equipment manager Frank Dykes. And that will do it for our first half. 17 seconds left. The Blazers already heading into the locker room, and Carson-Newman heading that way too. Neither team particularly happy. Both teams made some big mistakes. Carson-Newman, like you said, Dustin, 35-7 was not out of the realm of possibilities. As we hit halftime here at Bazemore-Hyder Stadium, Carson-Newman leads it 14-7.
That concludes the first half.
On the football field, you've got to stay focused and not get distracted. The same is true on the road. So before your wireless phone becomes a distraction, take a timeout for safety. In bad weather or traffic, call later. Dial sensibly and use a hands-free device. You know, your wireless phone can be your best safety tool to call for help, stop a crime. However you use it, remember, with wireless, safety is your call.
Valdosta, more than you know, a place where kids dream and kind hearts prevail. In a setting full of recreation and excitement for all ages. A city of vibrant growth, career opportunities, and a thriving business environment. Combined with progressive thinking, it's about exploring your future. Valdosta, Georgia, more than you know.
August 9th, 1999. I was raped. I felt dirty, and I lost sense of security. Victim assistant helped me with counseling. They helped me write a victim impact statement. And because of that, my rapist got 20 years. With the right help, you can move on with your life.
Valdosta State University is
more beautiful,
Your choices.
Friendly. Creative. Inquiring.
More supportive.
More outreach.
More champions.
More international. More impact. Our spirit! More.
Welcome back to Bazemore-Hyder Stadium. Adam MacDonald and Dustin Swedelson with you, calling the action in the first round of the playoffs. Carson-Newman College currently leading the home team, Valdosta State Blazers, 14-7. Dustin, let's take a look at some stats as we have them from halftime. And the first thing that I saw that's jumped out at me is Carson-Newman, 287 yards of total offense compared to Valdosta State's 183. And you have to remember, 71 of those came on the touchdown pass from Chris Hart to T.J. Williams.
And 30 of them came on the Mike Brown 30-yard run. So right there, that's 101 yards off of that total. So that brings it down to 82 total yards of offense for the Blazers without those two big plays in the first half. I think heading into the second half, we're going to need to see Valdosta State throw the ball downfield more. Let the ball travel 50, 45 yards in the air and let the receivers come down with it.
Valdosta State at the end of the second half hit a big-time touchdown to bring it to within 14-7. Then Carson-Newman drove down the field, and the Blazers forced a fumble at the 6-yard line. So Carson-Newman could have been up by another touchdown. They also dropped a touchdown pass and also fumbled again inside the 25-yard line of the Blazers. So this game would certainly be in big-time favor of Carson-Newman. Instead, it's just a 7-point deficit for the Blazers, and we're about to start the second half, which will decide what team goes on to play North Alabama next weekend in the second round. Here's Scribner Howard's kickoff. Derek Harris is back, and he catches it at the 10. Harris makes a man miss, and he's got a little bit of a seam, and he's tackled at the 31-yard line. We have a flag back at the 20.
Yeah, I didn't see where this is coming, but it looks like it's in block in the back territory at around the 20-yard line. Great play, though, by Harris. Make a couple guys miss and pick up some yards. Everyone's pointing that it looks like this is going to be on Valdosta State.
It was a late flag, and it didn't come anywhere near the play, so you wonder if it's blocking the back. Why?
A hold
on Russ Calloway, I believe.
And Russ Calloway was up in the front. He's the first line of defense at around the 40-yard line. And there he gets called at the 20-yard line for a hold.
So instead of the 33-yard line, the Blazers will start at their own 10. This is not the worst starting field position of the day for the Blazers offense, which you see right now. That came back to the 6-yard line, but only took the Blazers one play, helped by a 15-yard penalty to move out to the 49 of Carson-Newman. So maybe the Blazers can find that look again. Like you said, Dustin, the exception of 2 plays, the Blazers have only accumulated 82 yards of total offense. So here we go. Chris Hart back in the game, 5 for 7, 107 yards, and a 70-yard touchdown pass. He gives the handoff to Mike Brown, who has a little bit of room, but he's dragged down.
Those little legs can't get him those big strides that some of those taller running backs get. Couldn't get away from the defender there. Trying to get to the outside. Watch right here. See, he tries to get to the outside, but great pursuit by number 31, Mario Russell, the sophomore from Ohio, to get to Brown and bring him down and not let him get away there. As he gets away there, that's a 15-20, maybe even a 40-yard pickup.
3-yard gain. So we're just starting the second half. Blazers receive the opening kickoff. You got 2 receivers staggering on each side, and here's the deep ball to Albert Dukes, who goes up and catches it at the 41-yard line.
And you see, for years, Valdosta State would throw the short pass, because that's what their quarterbacks are great at. Well, right now, do what you do. Do what you're great at. And right now, you're great at throwing the ball downfield in the air. And Chris Hart right here waits to the last second, allows Dukes to come in, get on the inside of his defender, and just places the ball perfectly for him at the 41-yard line.
That's a 28-yard gain as the rain starts to come down here at Bazemore-Hyder. Ball spotted on the 41, first down and 10 for Valdosta State. Hart with all sorts of time. Now he's going to scramble, and he hits Cedric Jones, who's immediately taken down at the 44. But a good job by Chris Hart. You see that escapability inside the pocket where he's able to extend plays.
Got a little nervous there, had the ball out, a defender right near it, could have swiped it away. Hart quickly just shot it to Cedric Jones, the All-American, for a short pickup. And Cedric Jones has been great has shown great hands this year on these short pickups. He hasn't broken the big one, only has 1 touchdown this year. But if you want 4, 5, 6 yards, Cedric Jones is going to catch the ball.
2nd and 7, ball on the 44. There's the inside handoff to Mike Brown. That will be a no gain. Blazers still going with the run. So they're lucky to still be able to go with the run. They're only down by 7. Not time to abandon it yet.
3rd down and 7.
This will bring up 3rd down and 7 to go. Blazers still at their own 44-yard line. If nothing else, this drive that started back at the 10-yard line, if they don't pick up a 1st down, they've at least switched field position in their favor. Hart in the shotgun. He's got 4 wide receivers, and Ronnie Nelson goes out, make it 5. And he's brought down, a sack. Lasanio Small and Darius Rentz haul down Hart at the 34-yard line.
That right there, D-line for Carson-Newman. 2 people get around the right side there. One gets on the inside of Kyle Fox, forcing Davis Nall to come off his guy. And then there's a mismatch with 2 or 3 defenders coming in on Chris Hart. Nothing he could do there.
Fulford, 2nd team all Gulf South Conference. Back to punt, only a 2nd punt of the day, kicking to the very dangerous Reggie Hubbard. That will be short, fair catch called for, and is made at the 38-yard line of Carson-Newman.
Hubbard makes the fair catch.
And we're going to see Alex Good again. Good, a pretty good first half. Moved the ball well up and down the field on the Valdosta State defense. Finished the first half with 71 yards rushing, 7 of 12 for 86 yards passing, 157 total yards for the junior.
Certainly had a great first half. That includes a series he missed with injury. And that series resulted in a fumble inside the Blazers' 25-yard line. I wonder what would have happened if he would have been in the game. Inside handoff, given to Buck Wakefield. Out for about 7 yards on the play.
So with that, about 62 yards on 12 touches, 2 touchdowns for Buck Wakefield. He's been a dominating force for the Carson-Newman Eagle offense. 2 touchdowns, as we said, his 15th of the year, averaging around 9 yards a carry.
Inside handoff again, hit immediately by number 11, DeMarcus Flanagan. That will be good enough for the Carson-Newman 1st down. They are nearing midfield, their own 49-yard line.
1st down, Eagles.
11:26 left to go in the 3rd. Plenty of time.
1st and 10 for Carson-Newman, just short of midfield.
Get a look at Reggie Hubbard. Dropped a wide open touchdown pass early in this game. You know, he's probably still thinking about that. Otherwise, he's been held in pretty good check, covered by Carlos Anderson. Good, initially hit, manages to reach the 50-yard line.
Number 7, Alex Good.
Japri Miles, a little shaken up on the play, got in there quickly to disrupt it, and Good's first option was gone, kind of a broken play, had to go up the middle with it, and lucky he was able to get back to right around the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 9.
2nd down and 9 to go. The wind and the rain have picked up here. Not a very South of Georgia day, if you ask me, Dustin. We were hoping for sunny skies and warm weather. There's the play up the middle. Wakefield's brought down by Everett Kitchens. Another 1st down. Excuse me, that was Reggie Melton, freshman running back.
Number 26, Reggie Melton.
Carson-Newman now getting everyone involved in the rushing attack. Wakefield keeps taking hits. He's not going to be able to go all game, but right now, nothing can stop this rushing attack. Offensive line for the Eagles doing a great job opening up holes, and you got to credit the running backs and quarterback Alex Good for getting to the holes and exploding through them.
Man in motion. Good keeps it, fakes the pitch, runs right by Larry Dean. You see Larry Dean struggled with the read there, and he shook his head in disbelief that he couldn't make the read, but it's tough
there's just so many options there at Larry Dean's thinking, and he's a smart linebacker. He's probably thinking a little bit too much. Just hit the guy who has the ball at that point in time and hope that one of your other defenders is going to be there to pick you up and get the guy that he pitches the ball to. Because keep in mind, he's pitching the ball back 2 yards. So he's pitching it back 2 yards. So he's still got 2 yards to go to meet you where you would have tackled that original guy. Not too much of a loss.
That was a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4 on the 32-yard line. Good will keep it on his own. Dean gets him this time, helped out by Bryant Thorpe. So another 3rd down.
Good carries for short yardage on the play. It's 3rd down and 1.
1 yard to go.
Carson-Newman 6 of 9 in the first half on 3rd down conversions. The Blazers just 3 of 7. Of course, Carson-Newman also converted on a 4th down.
1 yard to go on the Valdosta State 29. Good will keep it. He pitches it. It's a fumble. Who has it? It's either going to be 4th down or 1st down. Valdosta State football. That's their 3rd fumble recovery on the afternoon inside their own territory.
Have to capitalize here on a turnover. Bryant Thorpe and Larry Dean in on that play. Look right here. It's the transfer. The ball knocked loose by Melvin Black. Black almost gets it. He keeps scrambling around there. Big scrum of players, and I believe it was Larry Dean who came out with the ball.
Great play there by Black to reach in, poke that ball away. And Valdosta State, another defensive stand. That is, I believe, the 3rd turnover for Carson-Newman today. All 3 coming in VSU territory, very costly, and it keeps the Blazers alive. Chris Hart going under center. The pitch back to Manson, who's got a full head of steam. He's dragged down not too far past the line of scrimmage.
Number 21, Marcus Manson, the ball carrier.
Blazers refuse to go away from that running game. They're not picking up any huge plays for the running game, but it allows them to give the opponent, Carson-Newman, on the defensive side of the ball, give them a different look. Let them see that they're going to try to pound it. That way they don't sit out there in coverage waiting for VSU to throw that bubble screen that they like to throw.
2 yards pickup on the play. 2nd and 8. Hart looking, throwing, and it's almost intercepted. Wow. That's Corey Parks out there. He just sat on that route, and he had 6.
Little pressure there brought to Hart. Hart throws it, thinking R.J. Bastone's going to turn for the ball. Bastone never turned, and that was very close to being an interception, possibly 6 points on the board.
We've seen Chris Hart today throw the ball a couple times into dangerous situations and get away with it.
That right there was just he went to find a receiver that he can maybe just throw it at, not necessarily to make a reception, and it almost hurt him.
So 3rd down and 8. Hart over the middle to Dukes. Dukes trying to find 1st down yardage. He does. And it's a big 3rd down conversion.
Dukes was wide open in the middle of the field. Great look there by Hart, not to look at him too early. Waited till there was no one absolutely near him, and he finished his route.
And the Blazers are going quickly. And we have a flag on the play. Did they go too quickly is the question. Here's Trentus Livingston, a SIAC official, our referee today with the call. Didn't hear who it was. 6 was the first number. It might have been Davis Nall, the right tackle. Nall not 100% coming into today's game.
He's been banged up the last couple games. I believe he first injured himself against North Alabama. And VSU dealing with a lot of injuries. Zach Williams, Adam Hollingsworth, 2 guys who are in the starting lineup to start the year on the sideline, out of pads and street clothes today.
1st and 15, ball on the 42-yard line of Valdosta State. Hart takes a snap one hand. He better look out. And now he's got some running room. He's going to throw deep. He's got TJ Williams. Just missed him. Led him a bit too far. That would have been a huge pickup for the Blazers.
Great elusiveness by Hart, throwing on the run across his body on the left side. Had Williams just out of his reach. very close to being a huge play, and I like that. I want to see Valdosta State, if they want to score and get back in this one and tie it up, they're going to have to throw the ball and throw it deep, because with the single coverage Carson-Newman's bringing, guys like TJ Williams and Albert Dukes are going to get open 35, 40 yards downfield.
Boy, he just missed that. That play would have been down at about the 10-yard line. Instead, it's going to bring up 2nd and 15 from the 42. 7 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the third quarter. Valdosta State trailing 14-7. And the play clock ran out on Chris Hart.
He was changing the play, telling his receivers what he was doing, and in that process just lost track of time. Freshman mistake. It happens. That'll move him back now another 5, so that's 2nd and 20.
It's been 1 step forward, 2 steps back all day for this Valdosta State offense. They pick up that big 3rd down conversion around midfield and immediately commit 2 penalties and miss a wide open receiver. Here's Ronnie Nelson. He's got some room. He avoids the arm tackle, and he's still carrying guys near the 1st down. And that will get the fans inspired.
And the key on that play.
And a penalty late.
The key on that play is actually Chris Hart with the pump fake. Everyone buys the pump fake, tosses it to Nelson. Nelson goes upfield, and it looks like Mike Brown's a little shaken up on the play. He was throwing some blocks for Ronnie Nelson on that one.
Let's see if we can figure out where these penalties came from.
Couple late hits, people jumping in on the pile. Well after Nelson was already on the ground. Big block. Did you see the block by Mike Brown at the end of that one?
It was certainly a big block. He shook himself up on the play, and that big run, which nearly got all 20 yards for the 1st down. I believe it was about 19 on the play. You add 15 more on the unnecessary roughness on Carson-Newman. And the Blazers have been given new life on this drive.
Carson-Newman has shot themselves in the foot a couple times today, giving VSU very good field position.
It's just been a game of missed opportunities for each team. 27-yard line. Chris Hart keeps the ball on his own. It was a fumble. Are they saying down?
They're saying he was down.
They are, and the Carson-Newman fans can't believe it over on our side of the field.
I do believe the ground, he landed with the ball on the ground, and then the ball came loose. So good call by the refs there, not a fumble, but single coverage right now. You're at the 28-yard line, 2nd and 11. You'd like to see the Blazers try for the end zone at least once on this drive, but maybe they're just going to try to pick up the 1st down here. I'd go for the end zone right here on 2nd and 11.
6:20 left to go in the third quarter. Ball in 28. Fake the handoff. Chris Hart's going to slip, and he's got nowhere to go. Good job holding on to the ball. And he's dropped for a sack at the 35-yard line, -7 on the play.
The fake doesn't work. 3 guys get around the O-line. 1 on a blitz, number 2, Otis Ballard from Miami.
Blazers going quickly. Play clock at 22, plenty of time. 3rd and 18. Blazers need to pick up some yards to at least have a field goal attempt. And we're going to have an offside free play to the end zone to TJ Williams, and it's intercepted, but it's coming back, and Carson-Newman knows it.
You might as well on a free play try for the end zone. I love it there. Hope your guy comes down with it. Good odds with Dukes and Williams there, but nice little interception there, even though it's not going to count.
And a good job, I'd say, I agree with you, Dustin, by Chris Hart to recognize that penalty as an offside, so he threw it in the end zone immediately, knowing that nothing bad could happen.
You know it's not going to be a false start because the play stops for that. It's right at the line of scrimmage, so you're about 100% sure, maybe 99.9% sure that that's going to be an offsides call.
3rd and 13 to go, ball on the 30-yard line. It'd be a 47-yard field goal from here with the wind swirling around. Here's the pass to Cedric Jones. He's got 1 man to beat. He cuts inside, and he gets down to, it looks like, the 19-yard line. That's going to be shy of the 1st down. Decision time for Valdosta State. TJ Williams is saying, let's go.
It'll be around a 36-yard field goal with Devin Sabina, your backup. I think the VSU offense is going to stay out here and try for 7 and tie this game up.
They're going for it. 4th down and 2. Ball at the 19-yard line. Valdosta State going for it. Carson-Newman crowd on its feet. Valdosta State's crowd trying to be quiet. Hart in the shotgun. And we're going to have a false start on TJ Williams. As it appeared Carson-Newman almost jumped off sides, and then TJ Williams jumped on the near side.
I wonder if a linebacker or an end coming off over the line of scrimmage can be constituted as drawing a player from the opposing team off false start.
The officials are having a discussion now.
I think they're going to say Carson-Newman drew TJ Williams off sides, or drew his false start, possibly.
And now Carson-Newman applauding. So this looks like it's going to be a false start. It is. There was a pretty big discussion on who to call that on. Referee Livingston stayed out of it. Let the other officials tell him, so now we will have a field goal attempt. And I'm not so sure this is such a bad thing, Dustin.
No, I mean, you have to hit this, though. That's the thing. Have to hit this, make it a one-score game. Got to score a touchdown, though. Make it 10-14. You're in this one.
41-yard attempt. The kick is down. It is up, and it is no good. Sabina, second kick today. That is wide left. Plenty of leg. It's no good, and Valdosta State gets no points.
0 for 2 on the day for the freshman from Central Gwinnett. Really, it's hard to be a freshman kicker coming off your redshirt year, as I said earlier, in which you sit on the sidelines almost the whole year, you don't do any kicking, and then the starting kicker gets hurt and you're asked to be the man. And in playoff situation, playing in Super Regional 2 here in the Southeast, week in and week out, the kicker is asked to do a lot. And it's tough to do that when you haven't been able to get into a rhythm all season.
Carson-Newman takes over at its own 24-yard line with 4:45 to go in the third. Handoff is up the middle to Buck Wakefield via pickup of around 4 yards.
So now about 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter, and I don't think we're going to see Carson-Newman throw the ball maybe more than 3 times for the rest of the game, as long as they have the lead. They're going to let that clock tick and use it on their side and their talented rushing attack to eat up a lot of that clock.
I would not be surprised, though, if Carson-Newman started running the ball to, at one point, see if they can catch the Blazer defense napping and the safeties moving up. 2nd and 7, 4 minutes to go. Here's the pitch to Tony Richardson. He's dropped for a loss.
Larry Dean in on that one, not letting Richardson get away there. Good faked a couple times, faked the throw, faked the run, and then ended up with the pitch. Richardson kind of left, hung out to dry with Dean converging on him.
How big would this be if the Blazers, after that missed field goal, could hold Carson-Newman to a 3-and-out? I'm not sure how many 3-and-outs the Eagles have had, but it's very few, maybe 1, 2 at the most. So here it is, 3rd and 8. A whole host of Blazers subbing in for this play. Good rolling out. Looking for somebody to throw to, and it's caught for a first down. And it's a fumble, and who's got it? Blazers say they have it. That ball was clearly out.
It was a
Blazer ball.
Hit. Watch the second hit on this play. One guy wraps him, the other one comes and just bangs him right in the side or the stomach to knock the ball loose. Good rolls out, makes a great read, fakes like he's gonna run, completes the pass here. Good pass, picks up the first down, and then watch, Ganaway wraps him up, and then the helmet of
Japri Miles
comes in and knocks the ball loose. What a play by the sophomore.
4 fumbles lost on the day for Carson-Newman. They came into today with 20 lost on the season and 34 fumbles overall. That has been their Achilles heel this season, and it certainly has reared its ugly head today. Blazers take over at the Carson-Newman 39. Tucker Pruitt back in the game for the Blazers. Continue to go with the 2-quarterback system. Pruitt's going to roll out, and he's going to throw to TJ Williams. They say, Cat, got it? No.
No, and that's one of the, Tucker rolling out to his right is probably the best way for Tucker to complete passes there. Threw it a little short of Williams, the Michigan State transfer. But I like to see Tucker Pruitt go on the move a little more. When he brought the team back against Henderson State and Arkadelphia, he was running a little bit more.
Bring up second down. Williams was open on that play. That was 5-6 yard gain. Brown shifts to the other side. 10 on the play clock. 3:03 in the third quarter on the game clock. Here comes Pruitt. He better get rid of it. He's got Dukes. The ball was almost picked off by Russell, and that would have been 6. We've seen now a couple of drops by the defensive backs.
The ball was just not thrown hard enough to get to Dukes in time with the defender right on him. That ball's got to be zipped in quickly, and it was kind of lofted with a lot of air under it.
No, Dustin, Chris Hart was moving the Blazers, and the Blazers came out this drive to go with Tucker Pruitt.
I think it was a composure thing.
Why.
It was a composure thing, I think, with the senior and the...
Here we have another free play. Pruitt's going to go deep. He's got Cedric Jones down there. Jones, what a catch for a touchdown! Holy smokes, well, he's down at the 1.
He's down at the 1. There was contact made in the air, but people have been asking, where's the All-American been this year? Maybe he's just been waiting for the money time. Look at this. Pruitt drops back, throws it up, knows he has a free play, goes for the end zone. Smart play there by Pruitt. And look at Jones just go up and fight for it. He fights for it down at the 1. Great play by the Waycross native.
You know, if you're Jones, you have to be asking, what in the world do I have to do to get myself a touchdown?
Poor kid
What in the world do I have to do to get 6 points?
Comes off an All-American year, just 1 touchdown on the year for him this year. Probably not going to be an All-American, but he's still fighting for another ring.
Ball at the 1, first down and goal for the Blazers, trailing by 7. Pruitt sneaking, he is in. Touchdown, Valdosta State, with 2:39 to go in the third. They need an extra point to tie the ball game.
They needed that one big time. Cedric Jones stepped up in a big way, and Tucker Pruitt put the ball on him perfect and let Pruitt finish it out. He earned it. Great drive there. Blazers used a big play to find the end zone. That's kind of been the story of the day for the Blazers. Just use the big play.
Did you see Davis and all there? Pushing, driving Pruitt in from behind. The senior right tackle. Here's Sabina, who's missed wide left on 2 field goals, but he's 1 for 1 on extra point attempts. And Pruitt's gonna fake it and run at the middle. Touchdown, or 2 points good. Wow, what a play by the Blazers.
Was that Chris Hatcher? Was that a Chris Hatcher play call? That's what that seemed like right there. Chris Hatcher loved to gamble and go for it there. David Dean knows that his offense has been struggling. The gutsy call to go for it there, Adam.
Wow, and that hole on the left side opened up big time, and the Blazers have taken their first lead of the afternoon as the rain is starting to come down at Bazemore-Hyder Stadium. 15-14, Valdosta State, 2:39 to go, and somewhere in Statesboro, Chris Hatcher is smiling.
I can't believe they went for it there. That's one of the gutsiest calls I've seen from David Dean in a long time. That was a big risk right there.
And the Blazers are pumped. They are ready to kick this ball off. Look at the sideline, and you see the offense is coming over. No big deal, guys. Moving right down the field, tied this game up. And
getting that friend Mo, good old momentum back on your side.
What a sequence of events here at Bazemore-Hyder as the Blazers lead the Eagles in the first round of the playoffs. Here's Reggie Hubbard. He's got some room to go, and he's dragged down from behind. It looks like Carlos Anderson at the 47 with 2:31 to go in the third.
Hubbard's a playmaker. Just get the ball into his hands. Look at him here. Follow his blocks, explode through him. Great blocking. But look, he makes 1, 2. He burns 3 or 4 guys on this play. Great play by Hubbard. He's one of the more impressive return men and receivers I've seen with his just breakaway speed.
Second team All South Atlantic Conference return man. So let's see how the Eagles respond.
Big drive now for Alex Good. Got to keep his composure here. He's now trying to fight back down 1 point.
They have fumbled on both drives in this half. And there's another fumble, but this time Carson-Newman recovers it.
What a hit right there. Good had no time to even think. Breaking through the line, DeMario Jones, the all-GSC nose tackle. What a year he is having.
That's the unluckiest break the Blazers have had so far in this half. Not recovering the Carson-Newman fumble. It's 5 fumbles
And
for the Eagles.
Adam, we probably should have talked about this earlier. In the playoffs under David Dean, Valdosta State doesn't like going into the locker rooms with a lead. They need to be down. That's what they did all of last year.
Down at halftime of every playoff game, including the national championship game last year. There's a big hit. Wow, Demario Jones busting through the line again.
If you want to ask who the best player on the Valdosta State defensive side of the ball is right now, far and away, Demario Jones. He breaks through there again and perfectly textbook tackles Cartwright right there. What a play, or Wakefield, excuse me. What a play for Jones. Get in there and just wrap and bring him down. He is having a monster year for the Blazers.
3rd and 15, boy, for the Blazers. Finish them off on this drive right here. 1:13 left, good, dropping straight back. He's looking, he's gonna throw to Wakefield. And he's brought down.
DeMarcus Flanagan got there, tons of pressure. David Robinson, Brian Thorpe in on that. Larry Dean putting some pressure on good. Look at Melvin Black and David Robinson. Just put enough pressure so that the O-line collapses. Dean is in pursuit, Dollar's in pursuit, and then Flanagan gets in there and makes the tackle, finally putting away the drive for the Carson-Newman Eagles.
And if you're Carson-Newman, everything going wrong on offense right now. You can't hold on to the ball, and this weather isn't helping. It's getting slick out there. Here's Roger King. Wow, nice punt by Jones. King fields it, fumbles it, and Carson-Newman has it at the 1-yard line. Boy, that is something that you fear if you're the Blazers. Roger King has dropped some punts this year, and with the ball wet like it is, running away from him, not a good decision by Roger King.
The ball kind of came down on him quickly, it looked like. I don't think he knew the ball was going to go as far as it did. If you see, he kind of thought he had it and didn't know where he was, just slips right through his hands with the ball being a little wet. There was no one really close to him.
If you're Roger King, what are you doing? Trying to catch a punt at your own 1-yard line.
I don't think he knew where he was on the field. That was the problem. The ball caught up on him very quickly. He was backpedaling, and I think maybe he took his eye off the ball to see where he was before the ball came down, and that's why he dropped it.
The Blazers were going to catch a break there, getting the ball at least their 20-yard line. And there's the handoff inside. No signal yet.
Went to Harris that time.
Down at the 2-inch line. That will do it for the third quarter as we have 6 seconds remaining. They're not going to get a playoff, so we're going to switch sides of the fields. We're going to the fourth quarter. The Blazers up 15-14, but Carson-Newman knocking on the door, trying to retake the lead. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this.
There's a naval battle being fought on land by forces armed only with commitment and compassion. Because every day, Navy volunteers combat homelessness, hunger, loneliness, and illiteracy by initiating community programs that touch people's lives. And while their exploits aren't honored with medals, it's hard to imagine a more moving tribute.
I got a ham sandwich and some pretzels. You want some pretzels?
Nah, I got treat some cookies or something.
Like what?
I don't know.
About an orange.
Get it. Hey, Jay, you got anything?
Don't ask Jay.
Why not?
Jay never has anything.
What's up with that?
Hey, you on a diet or something?
Yeah, a diet. Jay's on a diet. That's all right, man. We understand. My mom's on a diet.
Everyone with alcohol and drug addiction is in the same boat. With treatment, you can find solid ground. For drug and alcohol information and treatment referral for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Start of the fourth quarter here at Bazemore-Hyder Stadium. Blazers leading by 1. Roger King just fumbled a punt inside his own 5-yard line. Carson-Newman recovered on the 1, could not get in on first down. Here comes their second down attempt. Dustin, we just learned that Tusculum beat Albany State 34-22. Tusculum goes to Delta State next Saturday. The winner of this game will go to North Alabama. There's the handoff, and there's a touchdown. Still no signal.
It looks like he
Blazers
crossed the
are pushing
line.
him back. Carson-Newman saying they got it. Third down.
Another stuff. That defensive line, DeMario Jones, Jermel Daniels, Mark Sibinaler.
They're not quitting.
They're stepping up their game right now. They don't care that they're in their own end zone.
Look at that push by the Blazers. 3 of them right there. And that ball, I mean, that nose is on the goal line. If they move it 1 inch, it is a touchdown.
They move it about a quarter of an inch, possibly. It's a touchdown.
You figure, even though a field goal would give them a lead, this is a 2-down territory, and there's the touchdown by Wakefield.
Number 16 on the year for Wakefield. This kid can play.
Number 3 in the game for him.
Yep. 3rd touchdown. And eventually you're going to get it when you're that close to your own end zone. And Roger King's probably kicking himself right now, but plenty of time left. He has an opportunity to make up for that. And Carson-Newman going into that crazy formation.
20-15. Carson-Newman sending out their field goal kicker. This is what they make it would give them a 6-point lead, opting not to go for 2 to put them up by 7, at least not the conventional way. And now we're going to have a stoppage of play. As a timeout will be called by Carson-Newman.
I don't know, a game like this, down 5, wasting a timeout because you want to do some crazy formation for an extra point, or you can't decide if you want to go for 2 or not, may come down to bite you a little bit later when you're driving or the opponent's driving and you're trying to play catch-up possibly.
Catch the David Dean Show on VSU-TV every Monday at 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. Check TV guide listings for other airings of the David Dean Show here on VSU-TV. So everything was going the Blazers' way. Everything. They got 2 fumble recoveries on the first two Carson-Newman drives of this half. Then they forced Carson-Newman to a 3-and-out. They ended up scoring a touchdown, went for a 2-point run on Tucker Pruitt's hold on the extra point attempt, took the lead instead of just tied it up, and then they did the unthinkable. Tried to field a punt inside their own 5-yard lines in the rain with the slick ball after already seeing Carson-Newman had the ball slip through their hands 3 times on this half. And Carson-Newman recovers at the 1, pounds it in. They lead. The more you think about it, the more it just boggles your mind that is the difference in the ball game right now.
And they're going for 2, trying to make it a 7-point game instead of a 5-point game that it is now.
Here's the run, and he can't get it off. It's Bryant Thorpe. So good for him. Gets the stop, and you can see he's very excited and runs out to the 20-yard line. And the Blazers hold at least on the 2-point attempt.
So look at this right here. Thorpe gets around his tackle and just takes good to the ground, making it a 5-point game, 15-20. 14-12 left in the 4th quarter. And now VSU, should they score, that would then put them up without the extra point, 21-20. You go for 2 there, you're up now a field goal. That changes all sorts of things in the rest of the game with what Carson-Newman wants to do offensively and what the Blazers want to do defensively against them should VSU score. But they still need to find the end zone because they are down 5.
Blazers offense have come alive a little bit as this game has moved on. Of course, you also have to factor in the 2 missed field goals just left by the Blazers, Devin Sabina. And all the fumbles by Carson-Newman.
They fumbled the ball 4 times today, lost 3 of them, or 5 times, lost 4 of them. So a lot of opportunities out there. This game right now combined 35 points between the 2 teams, and I know heading into this one I did not think that there would be a 35 points scored in this game combined, but there has been, and there's possibly going to be more if the Blazers are going to come back and take this one.
Scribner Howard set to kick off. Back deep to receive, Derek Harris, Ronnie Nelson, Isaiah Jupiter. There's the kick, it's high and short. Looks like DeMarcus Flanagan, the linebacker, fumbles it. And does he get it back? It's gonna be close. Blazers saying they do. DJ Boykins pointing out that the Blazers have the ball, and they do. Boy, it's getting dangerous out there on these kicks.
In that situation where you have 3 guys back there that could possibly run in front of Flanagan and get it, you wonder why he's doing that. But there's a player down right now for Valdosta State. I believe it's number 16, Isaiah Jupiter. And
that's who it looks like from our angle. And we'll come back and we'll tell you what happened to Isaiah Jupiter and wrap up the 4th quarter on VSU-TV.
Valdosta, Georgia. It's all you need. With innovative minds that feed a thriving business environment, all with access to international contacts. And a university influence with championship teams. It's premier healthcare and a community that's metropolitan, yet inviting. Valdosta, Georgia. All you need.
Good news for the Blazers. Isaiah Jupiter was able to walk off the field under his own power, although he was visibly shaken up. Blazers will begin this drive on their own 33-yard line, trailing by 5 with 14 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Tucker Pruitt back at quarterback for the Blazers. Pruitt's going to set up the screen to Ronnie Nelson. Good little lob pass, and there goes Nelson. He's got all sorts of room. He's breaking. Oh, he just gets tripped up at the 38-yard line.
Ronnie Nelson showing some speed. Great read by Pruitt. Pruitt was looking at that the whole way, dropped back, waited till the linemen were all on him, and just dumped it off. Look at him dump it off here to Nelson. Nelson great in the open field, a slasher-type runner. Looks upfield, great vision, makes a couple guys misses, gets some great blocking, and picks up the big chunky yards.
The Blazers going quick. Tucker Pruitt hit from behind by Brandon Harmon. Gain of 2. Boy, Ronnie Nelson just tripped up. He would have been gone.
Ronnie Nelson right now the player of the game offensively for the Blazers. He's the one who's making things happen. It's pretty much been the Ronnie Nelson show, and there hasn't been too much offense. So you imagine Valdosta State's going to go back to Ronnie Nelson at some point on this drive if they want to find the end zone.
2nd 8 for the Blazers. 13:24 to go in the 4th quarter. Plenty of time. Handoff to Nelson. He has a seam. He cuts back across the middle. Now he's cut up the middle. He is going all the way. A 35-yard touchdown run by Ronnie Nelson. There was no one there to trip him up that time.
What a play by Nelson. He was a 2-star recruit according to Scout.com. Out of high school, out of Doherty Comprehensive in Albany, Georgia. Look at the shake there. Shakes a couple defenders, goes back to the inside, makes a safety, number 31. Mario Russell just fall to the ground, broke his ankles, and found the end zone. Ronnie Nelson putting on a clinic on what a running back is supposed to do today. And the Blazers are going for 2 to make it a 3-point game.
Here's their specialty play where they spread everybody out.
Big Q's out wide.
There's the pass to Albert Dukes. It's incomplete. So the Blazers do have the lead, 21-20, but they don't get the 2-point conversion to put them up by the field goal. Boy, and that drive took just over a minute. It was only 3 plays, and this game has completely changed for the Blazers offensively from what we saw in the first 3.5 quarters.
That big play potential is all of a sudden there that hasn't been there, and Ronnie Nelson a big reason as why. However, plenty of time, 13:08 left in the game. Carson-Newman plenty of time to drive downfield and score, and they're gonna need a touchdown to really be confident to put their defense back out there against this VSU offense, which looks like it's clicking.
Come and learn healthy holiday cooking with VSU Dining Services and Campus Wellness as they host a lunch and learn on Friday, November 21st in the University Center Cypress Room. Register online at www.valdosta.edu/wellness. Ball placed on the 30-yard line. Back to receive, Reggie Hubbard, Buck Wakefield.
Blazers called a timeout.
Blazers do, in fact, call a timeout. Want to make sure they get everything right, as they have been gashed by Wakefield and Hubbard on the kickoffs.
The sun's peeking through. Right now, the field's still slightly wet, but the ball's not going to be as wet. So all those fumbles we were seeing from Carson-Newman in the half or in this game, 5 on the day, they lost 4 of them to Valdosta State. Don't expect too many more if that sun's going to peek through and dry things up a little bit.
VSU-TV would like to take this time to thank Little Caesars Pizza for providing lunch for today's production crew. Thanks, Little Caesars. Carson-Newman still hasn't broken huddle. Blazers ready to go. They didn't need much time to figure out what they're going to do. You see David Robinson is conducting number 48.
He's always ready to go. The freshman, David Robinson from Sanford, Florida. Originally went to a Division I school, but transferred here to Valdosta State, and he's kind of crazy on the sidelines. He barks at himself.
This game has been what we expected, very tight as Sabina kicks this one through the back of the end zone.
That's the first time I've seen a Valdosta State kicker boot one that goes into the end zone and through the end zone in 3 years.
3 years. We'll have to check that.
3 years is as long as I've been watching Blazer football. So in my 3 years of watching it, I've never seen a Valdosta State kicker put one through the end zone, even though it bounced.
Take it any way you can get it, won't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Carson-Newman's going to start at its own 20. Alex Good has had a fantastic day. A couple miscues, the fumbles mainly.
Can't get complacent, though, with this 1-point lead. Defense is going to need to make some big stops here.
Good on the keeper. He takes it out to about the 32. 27. That'd be a gain of 7 on the play, bringing up second down and 3 yards to go.
Play fake up the middle. A couple players bite. Larry Dean doesn't. Follows Good. Everett Kitchens in on the help. Those two guys, two very hard hitters for the Blazer defense. Alex Good, very nice little quarterback for Carson-Newman. He's impressed me all day, makes great decisions.
There's the handoff. That'd be number 42, Nate Inman. Haven't seen much of him today.
And Nate Inman, a funny story about him, he's from Fitzgerald, Georgia. He's a freshman. He played under Tucker Pruitt, Valdosta State's quarterback, played under his dad, Robbie Pruitt, at Fitzgerald High alongside Trenton Pruitt, Tucker's younger brother, just in the last couple of years.
One of several Valdosta connections between these two teams, of course. Doug Belk, two-time state champion at Lowndes, quarterback, and Jermel Demps also. That was the first down. The sun is peeked out for the first time this afternoon. There's the pitch out to Wakefield. Sherrod Reynolds reads it beautifully. He's dropped for a 2-yard loss.
I guess with the natural spotlight on him, Sherrod Reynolds wanted to make a big play. The sun beating down. Sherrod Reynolds gets a great look here. Got beat earlier on the option, wasn't going to get beat again. Great open field tackle, wraps him up by himself.
You also saw Larry Dean on that play, made the blocker decide which one he was going to block. And give just as much credit to Dean.
Just like that, the sun goes away too.
2nd and 12. 29-yard line, 11:22 to go. Good on the keeper. Black grabs him with one hand.
This defensive line for Valdosta State is just playing out of their mind right now in the second half. They're reading everything immediately, and they're wrapping hard and taking guys down to the ground, giving Carson-Newman very little field to work with and holding them to minimal gains each time.
Larry Dean, Antonio Johnson asking the crowd on its feet. 3rd down and 9. Not the situation Carson-Newman wants to find itself in as a running team. Ball on the 32-yard line. Good rolling out. His pass to Wakefield is caught, but not enough.
Jermel Daniels is being held on that play. That flag's going to be waved off. So don't worry about the flag. Jermel Daniels being held by an O-lineman, and Carson-Newman's going to be forced to punt here.
Let's see if we can find the hold.
It's just out of our screen right now to the right.
And Carlos Anderson taking on the running back. Blazers saying they want it declined. As Good is still on the field along with the rest of the Carson-Newman offense.
declining would bring up fourth down. If you accept it, all you're doing is getting better field position. But with the way Carson-Newman has been able to get the big chunky yards when they need to on third down conversions, you might as well force them to punt now.
And look who the Blazers are sending back out to return the punt. Gerard Reynolds was out there originally. Of course, Reynolds is sure-handed, much more so than Roger King, but they have King back again.
King wants to redeem himself. He's a character guy. And I know he feels bad about the miss before.
Here comes the punt. They're just going to let it roll. And a good decision. So King was nowhere within 10 yards of that punt. Maybe it just made him feel good to be out there. Blazers take over at their own 34 with 10:19 to go in the fourth quarter, up by 1.
And all season long, Coach David Dean has been saying, and it's kind of his philosophy, he said it last year, he doesn't let any running back get 25 touches a game. He wants to keep them fresh throughout the year, so Mike Brown, Marcus Manson, and Ronnie Nelson have split carries and split it pretty evenly throughout the year. Some get it more some games, some get it in other games. Well, right now, throughout the year, they've all been kept very fresh. And most of the game, they've been kept very fresh because they've only had a couple of rushes each. Now we're going to get a healthy dose in the last 10 minutes of this game of all three of them trying to run that clock out.
I should hope so for the Blazers' sake, because they have just been able to run the daylights out of the ball the past couple of drives. Took them only 3 plays.
They might be throwing here because Pruitt just moved Manson, and Manson's one of the best blocking running backs VSU has.
Yep, there's the handoff to Manson. He runs left side. Be 2 yards on the pickup, brings up 2nd down and 8.
It seems like Manson can fall 2 yards. He can fall 2 yards, he can run 8 yards, but somehow he's always picking up positive yards, and that's the key.
Not often you see a running back 6'2", and replayed linebacker at Florida. Clock under 10 minutes to go in the fourth. Pruitt dropping back to pass. He has Cedric Jones, who, boy, I think the sun might have been in his eyes.
It's actually
that was P.J. Kerbeen. Pass is a little bit high. It ate him up.
Cedric Jones is hopping up and down on the sidelines. I think he's a little antsy. I think he wants to get into this game, but maybe David Dean's saving him, keep him fresh in case he should need him, should the Blazers somehow give up some points and have to fight back.
Well, here's a big play. 3rd down and 8 to go. 9:40 in the game.
Get it in the hands of Ronnie Nelson. He's your hottest player.
Blazers have 4 wide. Nelson splits out. They're going to throw it over the middle to Jackson Dean. And Jackson Dean is fighting for 1st down yardage.
And you know what's funny about that play? The receivers out there, P.J. Kerbeen, Jackson Dean, Isaiah Jupiter, and Cody Case, all your second stringers. And the faith Pruitt has in Jackson Dean, who's been reliable all year, to go over the middle and pick that up barely off the ground and fight for the 1st down. That's the key. He fought, gained an extra yard or 2, got that 1st down. That's huge.
He did not catch that ball at the 1st down sticks. He had to fight for it, and he was pretty much on his own without anybody to help him. Big pickup, 9:19, clock ticking. 1st down and 10 for Valdosta State on their own 46-yard line. There's the pitch out to Nelson. Nelson crosses into Carson-Newman territory. He takes a couple hits before he's brought down. Be a gain of 5 yards.
Ronnie Nelson out of Albany, a guy who was a D1 talent but hurt himself in the state championship game. Hurt himself. So his D1 offers went away. He was getting looks from Georgia Tech. South Carolina State made an offer. Teams like that were looking at him, very interested. Came here to Valdosta State, and the first thing David Dean said was that he was one of the guys his freshman year that we would all be impressed with, and he has been impressive in his first 2 seasons.
2nd and 4 to go. Nelson, the lone back. And there's the handoff as he's dropped for no gain. Maybe a pickup of 1.
But the clock ticks. Now you're forced to throw.
It's a manageable 3rd down situation.
Don't have to do anything too drastic. Don't have to go for the end zone here. Don't have to throw the ball more than 3 yards for the 1st down. And Chris Fulcher's in. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Fulcher to roll out on a short little pass, short little route towards the sidelines here.
Third and 2. Pruitt keeps himself rolling out. He has the 1st down if he wants it. He does.
And Chris Fulcher was going out on a passing route. Pruitt looked up and pointed at him, and then Fulcher just turned. Watch number 15 here if he's in the shot. Pruitt rolling out at around the 50. Points there to Chris Fulcher. Watch Fulcher at the top of your screen here. Just take his defender out of the play completely. Great block by the Portland State transfer.
And he started that play on the other side of the field. Blazers, 2 third-down conversions on this drive, eating the clock, 7:35 to go. Ball on the 37-yard line of the Eagles. PJ Kerbeam in motion. The handoff to Ronnie Nelson, who breaks the tackle, cuts back. There he goes, and he's finally brought down at around the 17-yard line. Nelson getting stronger as the game goes on.
Go, Ronnie, go, go, go. Ronnie, be good right now. Look at him. Up the middle, shakes a defender, gets past the linebacker, makes a nice move, goes back to the middle of the field. You know, poor number 31, Mario Russell. That's the second time Ronnie Nelson has shaken him to the point that he's hit the ground.
Mario Russell has had a rough game for the Eagles. Of course, dropped an interception that could have been returned for a touchdown. Was beat on the TJ Williams touchdown catch for 71 yards, and that play right there as Ronnie Nelson got him turned around. Another first down, clock under 7 minutes to go, ball on the 18. Nelson again. Down to the 16.
There was a point in the season against Harding for homecoming where Ronnie Nelson wasn't healthy. He had a banged up shoulder, and he was only going to play in that game if it was absolutely necessary, if they absolutely needed him to win the game. He was only going to play that way. And it looked like he was going to be unhealthy for a couple of weeks. He finally got his rest up. And right now, it looks like Ronnie Nelson getting that rest because of that injury has kept his legs very fresh.
6:20 left in the fourth. Blazers up by 1. 2nd and 8. Play clock at 3. Nelson again takes the handoff. They went to the well too many times. And Nelson's dropped for a loss of 3 yards. So that will bring up a 3rd and long as the clock is down to 5:54.
And now you bring out your top 4 receivers, Bastone, Williams, Dukes, and Cedric Jones for the Blazers. They weren't on the field for most of this drive, so they're not all that tired, only on for like the last 2 or 3 plays each. So you imagine they're going to be pretty fresh, pretty rested right now for Pruitt to look to them. And it looks like Cedric Jones has single coverage on him on the near side.
Yeah, the Blazers, what do you do? Do you go for a short pass guaranteed that it's caught and continue to make the clock running, or do you take a chance, put this game away in the end zone? Pruitt sees the one-on-one, and he's going to lob it up the middle of the field. It's batted up, and it's incomplete. Boy, that was dangerous. Wow, and we got a player shaken up. It looks like TJ Williams down at the goal line.
Everyone was fighting for the ball in the front of the end zone here. Pruitt has tons of pressure, just throws it up in the air, hoping someone comes down with it. Williams goes up, makes first contact, and then just gets twisted around and falls to the ground. Could have gone either way there. Could have been a pick, could have been a touchdown. Right now we're looking at a field goal for Devin Sabina to make it a must-score touchdown drive for Carson-Newman coming up. If he can hit this, making it a 4-point game.
Sabina is 0 for 2. This one from 39 yards out. 36 yards, excuse me. The kick is up. That one looks good for our angle, and it is. And Devin Sabina right down the middle to give the Blazers a 24-20 lead. Carson-Newman will now need a touchdown. There's 5 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the game.
Make it when it matters. Right there, that kick was necessary. Carson-Newman now cannot settle for a field goal with 5:12 remaining in the game. They're going to have to find the end zone. It's the only way they'll win this game.
36 yards for Sabina. That is his second career collegiate field goal. Makes him 1 for 3 on the afternoon. A good clock-eating drive by the Blazers. They got lucky on that pass to the end zone. That was incomplete. It looked like both receivers and both defenders all knocked each other right out of the play. Sabina kicked the ball through the end zone. On his last kickoff, he will try to do the same again. Try to avoid kicking it to the dangerous Reggie Hubbard and Buck Wakefield. This one is short and will be returned by Hubbard. He has it at his own 12-yard line, and a good job there by the Blazers. I believe it's Cody Vining on the tackle.
And right now that defensive line for the Blazers, which to me has the game's most valuable player for Valdosta State, Demario Jones, on its unit. They're going to need to continue what they've been doing this entire half. This half, they have shut down this Carson-Newman rushing attack. I've been very impressed with the way they're getting through the offensive line and wrapping tackles and showing some speed for some big guys.
5:06 showing on the clock. Blazers lead by 4. Carson-Newman 2 timeouts left, plenty of time to go, but they need to get something working. And here they're going to try that pass, the halfback pass, and Wakefield thought about it, but the coverage on Hubbard was good, and a good job by Carlos Anderson for recognizing that. Carson-Newman tried that play earlier in the game, and Hubbard was wide open, but just dropped the pass.
It just wasn't there. He was looking. Wakefield was looking deep, and there was no one there, and he was running with the ball out in his hand. If someone could have put a hit on him, ball could have came loose. Instead, opts to run out of bounds for a 2-yard loss.
2nd down and 12. That was a loss on the play from the 26. There's the pass out to number 16, Doug Belk from Lowndes High School. That will bring up a big 3rd down. So we are at 4:40 left in this game. As you see Doug Belk on that catch, and it gets down.
Just 2 timeouts left for Carson-Newman. 4:30 remaining. We're in 4-down territory now with just 2 timeouts left and this little time left. So they're going to try to get this 1st down. If not here, definitely on 4th down. There will be no more punting.
3rd and 2. The loser, their season is over. There's the pass, and it's behind the line of scrimmage, so it will go for a loss. And that will bring up 4th down. They're spotting it, it looks like, at the 29. So that is a big-time loss for Carson-Newman.
It's a 7-yard loss now, so we're looking at about 4th and 9, 4th and 10 possibly.
Now they're going to have to send out the punting unit, and that's what they're doing. If that's one good thing that happened, is that ball went out of bounds and at least stopped the clock for the Eagles. So the Blazers defense holds, and this time we are going to have Sherrod Reynolds back.
I don't expect to see Reynolds even return this. He's going to fair catch it. Pretty sure he has some torn ligaments in his hand still, and they're still healing.
Well, there's the punt. Reynolds is going to have a chance, and he's going to return it. He catches it sure-handed, and he's brought down at the 42-yard line. 3:54 left. 2 timeouts for Carson-Newman. The Blazers had a nice drive last time out that resulted in 2 conversions on 3rd down, I believe 3 or 4 first downs, and a field goal. Looking to do the same thing. Field goal would put the Blazers up by 7.
And Ronnie Nelson back out on the field with the first-team receivers, along with Tucker Pruitt, Evan Gillis, the fullback in the backfield. We're going to see some straight pound game, in the words of former running back Michael Terry.
When the Blazers put the fullback in, you should all know what's coming.
Although Gillis does have a touchdown reception this year. 2 of them, actually.
There's Nelson, powers straight ahead. Gain of 3 yards to the 45-yard line. Carson-Newman not taking a timeout. Play clock shows 25 seconds. Game clock 2:28, 3:28. Second and 7 to go. Play clock at 10. Tucker Pruitt's got a pretty good view of it from where he stands. At 3, 2, they take it all the way down to 1. Pruitt fakes it, now he's running full speed ahead, and he dives at the 50 to the Carson-Newman 49. That will bring up 3rd and short.
Don't know if that was a planned zone read there. Pruitt fakes the handoff, then follows Nelson, his lead blocker, out into the middle of the field.
Boy, and Nelson just missed that block, too.
Very close to being a huge game, but now that brings up 3rd and 1 for the Blazers. Convert this, and you're really putting Carson-Newman in a tricky situation.
2:37 to go in the game. Blazers lead by 4. If anything, the Blazers have set themselves up in great position for a punt, but they'd certainly like to get a first down here. This will go a long way in deciding the ball game. Tucker Pruitt's going under center. He's going to sneak it forward. It's going to be close. Did he get it?
It looks like he got it. They're marking him about a half a yard to a yard past that first down marker.
They are, and you can see the offensive linemen pumping their fist. First down, Valdosta State with 2:11 to go. A fresh set of downs.
Still need to secure the ball, though. 2:11 left in the game. Ball comes loose. Carson-Newman can drive in a hurry.
Clock ticking at 2:05. Carson-Newman, 2 timeouts. I imagine this will be a run for the Blazers and then expect Carson-Newman to use that second timeout. And you're right, Dustin, if you're the Blazers, you've seen Carson-Newman fumble the ball away all day. They fumbled the ball 5 times, lost 4 of them, so you've got that in your mind. And Tucker Pruitt is dropped for a big-time loss. It's 6 yards.
And I still don't think we're going to see the Blazers go to the air here at all. They're going to force Carson-Newman to use all their timeouts. Great pursuit, though, by Carson-Newman there. Way to finish the tackle.
1:41 left in the game. Carson-Newman has just used their second charged timeout. Don't forget to watch VSU-TV for News 11 in Focus, covering the latest local, state, and national news, airing live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. or catch the rebroadcasts at 8 p.m., 10 p.m., and midnight. Blazers huddling right now. Pretty sure Coach Steen is telling the team what we just talked about. You know, we're going to run the ball and let their offense beat us, and don't fumble it.
Simple as that. Protect
don't
the
fumble.
ball.
It doesn't get down to too many X's and O's right now. Don't outsmart yourself would be the game plan. Carson-Newman's defense back on the field. They've been gashed in this fourth quarter. It appeared the turning point in this game was when Carson-Newman recovered a fumble punt at the 1-yard line, trailing by a point, then scored a touchdown. 3 plays later, went up by 5. And that appeared to be the turning point, but the Blazers, give them credit on offense. Their next timeout took them 3 plays. And now we're going to have a timeout, Valdosta State. They have 2 remaining now, and there's no sense in not using it.
Got to look at what Carson-Newman was going to do defensively, and that'll change things up for their offensive game plan and their approach right now. Maybe Tucker Pruitt goes under center, and they're going to pound the ball up the middle with Ronnie Nelson right now. That's what I would think they would do. The shotgun sometimes not the best to run out of, so don't know what they're going to do, but if it was me calling the plays right now, I'd have Pruitt under center. That way he's getting the ball quick so he can transfer it to Nelson as soon as possible.
The Campus Activities Board will be hosting Blazer stand-up comedy on Tuesday, November 18th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the University Center Theater. Dustin, the winner of this game, goes on to North Alabama next weekend to face the Lions. 10-1 this season, number 2. In Super Regional 2, they are off this week, patiently awaiting the winner of this game. Of course, both teams lost to North Alabama in the regular season. Carson-Newman lost 20-13 in the second week of the season. Blazers lost 41-23 on October 25th. Here's Pruitt keeping it himself, and he's going to gain about 4 yards maybe. Clock running at 1:30.
That brings up 3rd down. Pruitt gets some good blocks from Gillis and Nelson. Kyle Fox throws him one late one. And look at Pruitt just fight for those yards. He wants to get back to Florence, and he doesn't want to just get back to Florence one time. Tucker Pruitt wants to go to Florence again. It would be his 3rd trip to Florence. He was a redshirt freshman on that 04 team. He traveled with the team to that game. Was the backup last year. He'd like to go back again.
3rd and 9. Now, if you're the Blazers, a minute left to go. Unless you pick up 9 yards on a run, Carson-Newman's going to stop the clock with their timeout. So maybe if you're the Blazers, throw it, because the clock's going to stop anyways. And you can see here we have flags everywhere. delay on offense. So 50.2 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 14.
Third and 14. Here's where, if you ask me, you run the ball, force Carson-Newman to use that last timeout, boot the ball deep with your second-team all-conference punter, pin them deep, and force them to drive with no timeouts down the field. They run the ball. It's going to take up a lot of clock.
This is certainly not the situation the Eagles wanted to find themselves in. Tucker Pruitt just going to take it and fall down immediately. It'll be a no gain. And Carson-Newman does, in fact, use its last timeout with 46.4 seconds left. So there it is, all set up. Blazers have the ball right at midfield. Carson-Newman, I imagine, will send everybody, throw everything but the kitchen sink, including the kitchen sink, at Jack Fulford. And, hey, Fulford has been known to this season take one too many steps and has had a couple punts blocked.
He's had a couple blocked. And another thing you have to think about with Carson-Newman is how disciplined are your guys going for the block going to be. Do not run into that kicker if you're Carson-Newman. Do not touch Jack Fulford, because then the ball's going right back the other way.
Unless you are sure you can block it. Because if Fulford gets it off, and then there's a roughing the kicker, that would effectively end the game. So I'm sure Coach Dean pulled Jack Fulford aside and said, all right, just get it off quickly because you know they're coming.
And keep that foot out there as long as possible. Let them hit it.
So here it comes with 46 seconds left. Good snap, and it's fumbled, and that's the worst thing that could have possibly happened for Valdosta State. Oh, my goodness.
And that's just a situation where you're thinking too much. Fulford was thinking too much about what he's going to do with the ball, how far he's going to boot it, where he's going to put it, instead of just catching it and kicking it. And he had problems with that earlier in the year at Newberry, forced VSU to take a safety in the end zone. And now the defense is going to have to bow its neck big time, because 40 yards away is an end zone and a trip to Florence, Alabama for the Carson-Newman Eagles.
This game just got a whole lot more interesting. Carson-Newman 40 yards away from winning the ball game with 42 seconds left and no timeouts. Valdosta State needs the hold. Here's Good rolling out. He's throwing deep. It's going to be almost intercepted. Oh my goodness, there was the game for the Blazers. Cameron Ganaway just out of his reach.
All those defenders of Valdosta State going for it. Good drops back, throws it. Too many guys back there near the end zone. Going for the end zone on the first play. I like it for Carson-Newman. Might as well try to score quickly. And right here, Everett Kitchens tipped
it away from Sherrard. Reynolds had the position, and Kitchens went up for it, stopped running. Now we're going to have a timeout. Valdosta State, their second of the half. They have one left. That's how close this game was from being over, as Everett Kitchens tips the ball away from his buddy, Sherrard Reynolds, who would have surely had the interception. Then Ganaway almost had it himself.
You know, this season, you might as well call these guys the heart attack kids, Valdosta State. Something always happens late in the game. These games come down to the wire, and your heart is pumping each and every time. Carson-Newman played a great first half. In the second half, been shut down, basically. They need to go 40 yards right now. 33.8 seconds left. A field goal will not do it. They're down 4. They're going to have to find the end zone. And the question is, do you run it here and try to get out of bounds, because that's what you do best? You run the ball best, or do you continue to throw the ball, and it's something that you're not great at, but you're decent at?
If that last play was any indication, I think Carson-Newman's going for the gusto. And you look on the sidelines, Jack Fulford is standing up on the bench, watching very closely, as it's his dropped snap that put the Blazers in this situation. Fans on their feet. 2nd down and 10, 33.8 seconds left to go in the game. Blazers lead it by 4. Carson-Newman's 40 yards for the win. No timeouts remaining. They're not set up, and there's a fumble, and it's recovered, and there's a flag. And what's the call going to be here, as Good was a little too anxious.
The fumble. There is a flag on the play.
clock has stopped at 29.3. There's going to be a false start there. So the clock stays at 29.3. This will bring up 2nd down and 15 at the 45. But actually, that was a pretty good penalty. Well, they're going to reset the clock here to 33.8. That was actually a good break for Carson-Newman, because that would have been a loss on the play and the clock would have kept going. So now 33.8. Ball on the 45. Good dropping back, all the receivers going deep. And there's Miller, and that's, oh my goodness, again. Miller almost has the game-winning touchdown. Reynolds almost has the game-winning interception, all on one play.
Reynolds comes up and tips it, and you have to wonder if that injured hand is preventing him from making that pick there. He's got torn ligaments in his hand. Good, a pretty decent ball, just trying for the end zone, trying everything in his power to get it to reach that goal line. It barely does off the tip of Reynolds, and almost a game-winning catch for Otis Miller in the end zone.
Right through both of their hands. There's going to be a penalty. I'm not sure what the call was, but it's going to be 2nd down, which leads me to believe that if Carson-Newman had caught that pass, that play would have been nullified.
Blazers only bringing a 3-man rush, sometimes waiting on a linebacker to blitz. And they've been able to put pressure on Good, even with just 3 or 4 guys coming. And right now you're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defensive backs on the field if you include Dudley Spence, who splits time between safety and linebacker.
I'll tell you what, the ball is at the 45-yard line of Carson-Newman. It didn't look like Good had the arm from 45 yards out on the roll to get that ball into the end zone. So I'm sure whatever pass is going to be short. Here comes Melvin Black. And that ball is incomplete. That probably would have helped the Blazers if that had been caught, because it would have been 4th down with the clock rolling. Instead, the pass is incomplete, or 3rd down with the clock rolling. Now we have 3rd and 25.
That brings up 3rd down for the Eagles.
18.6 seconds left. Eagles need to go to Valdosta State's 30-yard line for a 1st down.
And you have to wonder if there's someone on the field right now for Carson-Newman other than their quarterback, Alex Good, that can throw the ball on maybe an end around or something, catch the Blazers off guard. Because from here, with the way you normally run your offense, you're not going to be able to reach the end zone in the air. You're not that type of team. Need a little trickery here, 18.6 seconds left. So let's see.
Now we're going to have a stoppage of play. Delay on Carson-Newman, and boy, you know, all of a sudden, it might as well have been a punt, because they have gone from the 40-yard line of Valdosta State all the way back to their own 40.
20 yards in penalties on this play, basically, for Carson-Newman. And we're going to need to see some crazy trickery for them to find the end zone here, but don't doubt them.
3rd down, here comes Brian Thorpe, and down goes Good. 10 seconds and counting. It's 4th down and more than 35 yards. Can they get the snap off?
3 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Here's 4th down, and they drag him down, and the Blazers have won the game. There are no flags on the field. The Blazers are going to North Alabama next Saturday to take on UNA in the 2nd round of the playoffs. They beat Carson-Newman 24-20.
And you can credit the man they just dumped Gatorade or Powerade on, Earl Chambers. His defensive line unit was absolutely amazing tonight. DeMario Jones, Jermel Daniels, Bryant Thorpe right there at the end, and Melvin Black played the games of their life. What a performance from that defensive line.
You just saw David Dean shake the hand of Ken Sparks. David Dean now 5-0 all-time in the playoffs as the Valdosta State head coach. Blazers win a thriller 24-20. They move on in the NCAA Division II playoffs. For Dustin, Swedelson, and an entire VSU-TV crew, this is Adam MacDonald saying so long from Bazemore-Hyder Stadium. Blazers win 24-20.